everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and as is tradition here on the Evrand live play campaign, hosted exclusively on YouTube, I am not your dungeon master in a strange turn of events. No, instead, I bequeath that honor upon Jonathan. So, with that, no more need to dip, dally, or delay. Let's roll the intro and get right into it. And we're back. With that, Jonathan. With that, Jonathan, you fucking say some shit, dude. Go for it.
First of all, I want to say Rip Torn is a horrible name.
Yeah,
both of your names mean the same thing.
That's what makes it good.
Do you think is it a stage name or is like that his real name?
I don't know. I hope he didn't pick his stage name as Rip Torn. I mean,
why?
It's pretty ingenious.
We're talking about it, aren't we?
Yeah.
He was in Men in Black, dude.
20 years later, yes, we are talking about it.
Will we ever have a normal intro?
No,
to
this
anything?
is the whole. What is? I don't know.
I don't know. I think the past two
Yeah.
sessions were pretty normal.
I mean, we have been gone for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so you know, it's getting back into the rhythm of playing whatever we play.
Well,
But
Dungeons
hey,
and
people.
Dragons, it's a role-playing game. We've had a couple different
A
editions.
collaborative one.
Yeah, collaborative. Yeah, tabletop role-playing game made by Wizards of 5th edition.
When was 5th edition published, John?
Fuck if I know.
Wow.
Well.
Not a true fan.
Yeah, sorry.
Your DM card has been taken.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, I bequeath the DM card now to Nick. Nick, if you would like to intro us.
Yeah, everybody, welcome to session 14 of Tales of Evrand.
Oh my god, Nick, you're really good at this.
Thank you so much.
You're
It's because I know when 5th edition was published.
When was 5th
When was
edition
fifth
published?
edition published?
Look at
I
his
just-
arms.
I gotta-
He's googling
I just
it.
gotta access it in my brain.
let me type on my keyboard.
I'm not typing on my keyboard. I just like to shake my monitor.
I just can't wait for him to go after 4th edition, and that was the answer he was looking for.
If anybody's
Yeah.
watching this video currently and still here,
We apologize.
Well, nobody's watching it
You are
currently
great.
because it's pre-recorded, John.
well, as I'm talking to them right now, it would be currently.
Anyway,
Hey, did you guys- did you
I'm
guys
doing
know
the
that-
summary this week.
Please.
Oh my god.
5th edition is as old as Rachel and I have been dating.
Oh,
So there's
wow,
a little
really?
math problem
Hey.
for you. Figure that out.
I thought you guys were
Okay.
married.
We are, but we were dating before that. It's a really there's like so a lot of times with
In the
people who get
comments
married,
below, how long do you think
date
they've been
for-
dating?
Yeah, well, you guys can just look up when 5th edition
It's
was
5th edition.
published, and then you'd be able to find out.
Nick,
Okay.
Nick, I have a serious question for you.
Yeah.
And I suppose John, you can participate as well as a married man.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you consider your wife also your girlfriend? Are they both to you?
Nope.
Yeah. See, Nick, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that thought process, right?
No,
Because then it's like, to
because
get
I-
married, do you break up with your girlfriend?
No. It's like, well, this is a horrible take. It's like ranking.
Oh, God.
It's like ranking in the army, right? You don't go back a rank. Well, you can.
What's
It's called
happening right
divorce.
now?
Well, I don't see it like that. I see it more like a presidency.
You guys chase Brian away. How do you
Like
feel?
if someone was a president for 8 years and then they
Yeah.
finally aren't president anymore,
Yeah.
they're still called president, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What's
Yeah.
love got to do?
I'm just saying
Everything with this question.
I guess.
I don't consider my wife my girlfriend. She's my wife.
I don't
More
necessarily
specifically,
consider-
she's my bride. You know.
Oh, yeah, we
Please, we don't bring that
Oh,
back.
yeah.
We're not bringing that back, John.
Is
Full
she your-
circle. We go
I-
full circle.
Just call her my woman. That's
Nah.
okay.
This has been a
Well-
great first 5 minutes of a D&D video.
I think so. Anyway, so I'm on summary this week. as is tradition here on Evrand, we do these summaries in character.
And Joe's come very prepared today. I enjoy the summary. I've read it over. Good. And
last time, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, that's not good. Ryan, did you turn your camera off?
how dare you?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Last time. Oh, wait. That's not Rian. What the fuck does Rian sound like? It's been too long.
On Dragon Ball Z.
We can just start over.
It's too late. This is too good.
No.
This is too good.
This is what you get when we don't play for 2 weeks. It's fine.
I know.
We're getting
I know.
out the kinks.
Okay. So. How do I even start this? At the end of our last
You just
session,
gotta
that's
get
not
really
from Rian's perspective.
You just get really sad. There you go. All right, now talk.
Last time. Okay. No, the past few days have been rather tumultuous, to say the least. Upon arriving in Woebrook, it seems one bad thing has followed another. The events of the last several hours have been overwhelming. But we try to let cooler heads prevail, as difficult as that may be. Last anyone had said, we had just escaped the vampires, the Blackmoors, that was their name, the Blackmoors, with a guess who had been poisoned. Well, attempted to be poisoned. Luckily, we were able to save them with the keen minds of our party members. After saving these people and getting them out of the manor, we started to head towards the captain, the guard captain, hoping that Citrine might be able to assist us in this way, help address the Blackmoors and what they had done. Sadly, it seems as though Citrine, well, it seems as though she had been charmed. Unwilling to see the truth of the situation and unable to see the charmed nature of herself, looking at her own reflection, unable to see what was wrong with her. Luckily, we were able to gather the help of 2 guards, Vito and Raloran. Those 2 individuals in particular offered their help to us since they had seen what had happened inside the Blackmore estate. Now, we decide that we need to get these people to safety. These people who were at this ball, especially if they don't have their own homes, or people that are staying in the taverns. So, we try and do just that. But as we're trying to find help for these people, Kyrian arrives, walking slowly and very ominously across a bridge. He paces towards us with vicious intent. Monster. And to prevent... I'm talking. To prevent him from going any further, Basil, luckily, is able to manipulate the powers of daylight and halt him in his tracks. So fucking stupid. Okay. Eventually, we're able to stop him, and we learn something, that he's unable to enter into the tavern, which is great, so we can talk to him, even though we don't want to. But we do anyway. Are you following? I hope so. Sorry, journal. So, we talk to him, and we learn that he has a greater purpose, a greater plan that we'll never understand. We ask him to tell us, but he says if we want to learn, we have to become a part of the family. Obviously, none of us want that, so we say no, and then all of us collectively slam the door in his face. Then we go to bed. Then we wake up. No, wait. There's other things that we should do. It's 2 big things that happened. Guys, listen, my life has been insane the past 2 weeks. Gideon and Basil have a nice talk while on watch. I've been reading Rachel's. I'm just not gonna interpret it anymore. I'm just gonna go. Gideon and Basil have a nice talk while on watch about him apologizing for warning the vampires of the incident. I wasn't there for that, but I'd heard it was a nice conversation. They and myself, all while on watch, we talk about what is happening between myself and Yersa. Of course, there's nothing happening. Of course. But I do tell Vey one thing in particular after he lightly presses me, as you would a feather pillow.
Hold on. I just want to say, from now on, I don't want you guys to write your summaries anymore. I just want you to...
I tried to think of something that you interact with lightly, and the first thing that came to mind was whoopee cushion, and that definitely wasn't.
Like a child?
No, but you don't push a child delicately, unless it's on a swing. Oh, he pushed me delicately like a swing, a baby on a swing. Anyway, what I end up telling him is that for right now, I'm not ready to talk about it anymore. But the last thing that I do inform him is that even if I did feel these things for Yersa, I feel like I don't deserve that anymore. On the flip side, Gak's spellbook has some pages that glow with 2 new spells he's never seen before. Gak and Yersa talk about wanting to keep people safe and how weird Rian was acting. Well, that's not nice. Vito walks in with a vampire bite. I feel like I'm reading a children's book right now. They were ambushed by 2 other vampires that got away. The other guards didn't make it. Oh, that's sad. Okay, good God. Gideon, wait. Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, no, Gideon. Gideon, no. I forgot. My life's been crazy, guys. Anyway, so Gideon's fine, as far as we know. But Gideon isn't fine. That's Kyrian. That was my Kyrian. Gideon wakes up with one eye closed shut, chained to a table, in a small place he escaped from the night prior. A pale woman looks and laughs at him. I come out to talk to him and unchain him. Fuck. They took him back to the manor. I know someone who can help Gideon. I'm alive as well, Ulrich says at the table. And Kyrian makes a deal with Gideon. Vampires are outcasts in society and have been for centuries, not generations. They are facing extinction. He wants Gideon to choose the vampires or the group. Gideon declines. And Kyrian, I knock him unconscious. And then the session ends.
Please just start the game. Please.
We're not playing. That's it.
Well,
That's the session. Thanks for watching.
I feel like I've been playing for 4 hours.
I feel like I don't even know what happened.
man.
Oh my god.
For everyone who's
That was-
watching and was hoping that the session summary would help them catch up, go back and watch the last episode.
Or you can read the written summary that I'm definitely going to do 100% after
Can you
the
write
fact.
it exactly how you said it just now?
I'll just do voice to text and let it play and just get all the uhs and ums and stammers.
And the voice changes?
Yeah. I'll make sure to do that too.
Oh my god.
You have to use italics for Kyrian.
I have to-
Italics.
he was definitely italicized.
Yeah,
No,
right.
he's Comic Sans for sure. You got
No,
Comic
he's like
Sans.
what's like the new Gothic italicized.
Yeah,
Chiller.
Chiller.
Oh,
There you go.
Chiller.
The Joker.
Oh my god.
Okay. I don't even know how to start the session after following that.
You just gotta ignore everything I did and just be serious, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Weren't we on our way to talk to
Oh,
someone?
we went shopping.
No, you didn't.
Wait, we're
No,
not.
we were going
No,
on our way to
you're
talk
go-
to Clara at the Omnipharmacorn.
And to check on Rickon.
So we were switching.
love you
We were
too, Ryan.
splitting up. Everyone except for me, Clara, and the boy are all going to
Godric.
who are going to be at the Omnipharmacon. I don't think was anyone staying with Gak there.
I don't think you guys have broken off yet. Had you?
Was it?
But I
Wasn't
felt like someone said
the
they were going to
kid
go
was
with Gak.
staying with you?
Yeah, the kid definitely was, but I felt like someone said they were going to be with
Basil.
Gak as well, but I don't remember.
Basil tends to go with Gak places, so I think it was Basil.
It might have been. I know Basil was one of the people that talked to
Rakan, yeah.
Rakan, though. It doesn't matter. Gak can be alone. He's just hanging out with friends.
Okay.
Lucky Gak.
Hey, man.
Okay.
We're working on it, okay?
So jumping
even
back
know.
into the session, Joe, I just gotta say, thank you for that. It made my
I love
whole
you,
week.
Joe.
Thank you so much.
I love you too, Ryan.
Jumping into the session, as you guys make your way over Blades Crossing into River's End, unknowing that your friend Gideon has actually been captured by vampires and is not out shopping. The party was about to split off, as I believe Gak with Godric were going to go to the Omnipharmacon to talk to Clara, while the rest of you were going to go to the Elder estate to check on Rickon to see if he was actually still there, with the new knowledge that he not intentionally invited vampires into his home.
Yes.
Therefore, where are we starting, guys? We want to start with Gak breaking off. We'll just say that Basil's with Gak, since Rachel isn't here currently.
If she does show up, though, we could say that she's with the other group, and then she might have time to show up. I don't know.
Okay, we'll say that she's with the other
Basil
group then.
is Schrodinger's cat right now.
Yeah, Basil is in whatever group Basil is in when Rachel shows up.
Exactly.
There you go.
Which Basil's at the back of the line of both groups, and nobody
Somehow
turn
Basil
around.
is in both groups currently at the same time. There
And
are
in
two
night,
Basils,
yeah.
and then one of them will disappear once.
As long as nobody looks at Basil or talks to Basil or interacts with Basil, we're fine.
I think
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah. So as Gak, as you break off and start heading towards the magic shop, and the rest of you break off towards the Elder June, what are we doing?
All right.
Walking.
Gag opens the door. Is it open?
I believe
Last time we
This
saw it,
is-
it was closed.
it's early morning, right? You guys woke up early morning.
Yeah.
Actually, as you go to touch the door, your hand comes upon something that's not quite right at the door. It's like this force field almost, as your hand kind of stops right before it.
Hey, Gotti, do you know anything about this?
Well, I know that Claire's a pretty good wizard. It's like one of her protection spells.
Well, I mean, I figured it was a spell. I just wasn't sure if you knew, like, there was a way to get in contact with her, if you've ever come and visited her when it is out there.
I've actually never seen this one up. Usually it's around her items and stuff. This one, I've never seen this one. He walks over. He walks over and knocks on it, and you can hear kind of like knocking on a bubble. You can hear like echoing throughout the bubble, and like kind of like knocking on frozen ice or a frozen lake. You eventually hear very, very muffled, silenced footsteps on the other side. And then where the door is, there is glass at the top, and it looks like there's like some sort of pull down curtain. You see the curtain pull up a little bit. You see Claire looking through. She looks down, and then the door opens. She starts talking a little bit, but it's all muffled, like someone talking underwater. And she puts her hands to her side, and she pushes her hands and makes this motion. And you watch as the bubble kind of dissipates in a door shape front. She goes, well, hello. Hi, Godric. And she just goes in for a hug, Godric. And to you as well, Gak.
Yes, hello.
I'm glad that you're both alive. Come in.
Oof, yes.
As you walk in, she turns around and waves her hand again, and you see the bubble close up.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah, divination, magic. I heard about last night.
Yeah, we actually, when we were running past here, I tried to see if you were home to tell you to stay inside, but you were all closed up.
Yeah, I mean, I was here, but I was staying inside.
Good.
And she's just looking at Godric. I'm glad you're okay. What happened? And she looks to you, Gak.
Oh, my buddy Rian does a good job of recapping it, but I'll try.
Yak he'll just say a basic. Here's what happened: vampires, poison. We made a bad shamrock shake.
As you are saying all this, she puts her.
How come I couldn't
hands to
summarize
her
like
head.
that?
Well, fuck. Sorry.
No, you're okay. You're allowed to say
Vampires.
whatever you want. This is your shop.
Valid. Godric, and she kind of looks over him and starts like analyzing. Well, it doesn't look like you were bitten, so that's good. Where's your dad? Haven't been home yet. I think he's home. I hope he's home.
Yeah, we wanted to say hi to you first, but the rest of my group is going over there and gonna make sure everything's good, and so we can take Godric over.
Okay. You need me to escort you all to his house, or?
You don't have to. We can head there. I mean, if you wanted to come, you can. But we were just coming. I wanted to let you know everything that happened. I wanted Godric to see you so you could know that he's good. And I think, if I remember correctly, last night feels like 2 weeks ago. I think that we were trying to see if you could contact help.
Right.
Maybe people that are in the capital.
I I don't have any contacts in the capital. Those of that I do have contacts with. I mean, I've lived here kind of my whole life. Grew up in Willbrook.
Yeah.
But you have some. Hold on. And she kind of goes around and disappears into the back, and you hear like papers moving and things shifting around, and you can just hear her kind of muffled in the background. Where? Aha! She comes back around and sets a book on the counter and starts like kind of sifting through it. Well, bad news.
Okay.
I don't think I can contact any of these people that I know. But actually, she sees one. I might be able to contact this one. What are the plans? There's vampires town.
Right. So what we know is that vampires cannot come inside a house or a hotel unless they're invited.
Really?
Yeah, which is good. And they also can't be out in the daylight, but I'm sure that they could like walk underneath something and then not be in the sun, and they'd be probably fine. So
Oh,
really, we have to worry about nighttime.
Hold on.
But okay.
She grabs a bag underneath the counter and plops it onto the counter, and you see her open it and then stick her hand into the bag, and you watch as her hand disappears all the way to her
Ooh.
elbow. And you hear her speak a language that you were unfamiliar with. And pulling out of the bag, you see a crimson, red, and gold gilded book that has a bat on the front.
Ooh.
Well, I picked this up a very long time ago. Well, I haven't really read it thoroughly. And she opens it up. Okay. What do you know about vampires currently?
We know they can't go through doors
Unless invited.
unless invited. But I think that that also means not just doors. That means like anything that opens.
Well, there is
Like
a
a window.
technicality. Thresholds. You can't go through thresholds
Okay.
invitation.
So what's that?
Well, doors or, things that normal people would walk through or access to a home. However, technically, if someone was to put a hole in a wall, it's not necessarily a threshold. They could
Right.
enter the house in theory. Okay, so we know that they can't go through thresholds unless invited. Continue. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just had an idea, so remind me to tell you my idea.
Okay,
Um,
I'll remember.
So I think that we were told if you get bit by a vampire, you don't necessarily turn into a vampire. But it's if you I think it's if you die because of a bite.
Well, there's a couple things that can turn you into a vampire, and she flips the page.
Blood, the potion thing that they were trying to do, the wine, poison people.
Excuse me. Oh, wait. Remind me again what they were attempting to do? Well, remind me what was in the wine.
So in the wine was vampire blood, I believe, and everyone had it, and then at midnight they were gonna either all die or turn into vampires. I don't remember. But we cured it, and he watched us, and I annoyed him.
So according to this, one, if you die from a vampire bite, turn into a vampire. Two, if you die with a significant amount of vampire blood in your system, you can turn into a vampire. And then there's other rituals that seems like could be done to turn you into a vampire, but it looks like those are the significant two. Has anyone been bit around you?
I think some of us were bit, but we're fine. I think so. Yeah, we were all pretty good when we were bit, and I feel like it would have happened by now.
Well, okay, so I'll just go down the list. According to this book, yeah.
There is a guard that was bitten and killed, and they don't know where his body is, so he's probably a vampire.
Great. According to this book, they cannot step foot in daylight. They hate running water. As in, I think they can't walk through running water, or running water cannot be on their skin.
If it touches them?
Right. I think they can walk over it if there's like something to walk over the water with, like rocks.
Yeah, we saw him go over the bridge.
Okay, so that's true, confirmed. They can walk over bridges. They don't need to really sleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It seems that the less blood that they intake, the more feral they become. And some vampires have lived long enough to master magic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably, yeah.
Have you seen any? Was it just the two?
I heard about a third one that was in like a mirror or a window or something, but I don't think that one was here. I think it was like talking to us. But just my friends saw that one. I also did find another thing. One of the vampire, the girl, she died by being in like a moonbeam, which I know it's
Yeah,
not sunlight,
druidic.
but it is bright.
Right. That's nature magic.
Yeah.
Well, according to this, vampires are shapeshifters, and I believe it's interesting. I don't see anywhere in here that notes that. And
We'll write it
it
down.
could be that she starts writing it. It could be that this book was written by a wizard. They wouldn't
Hmm.
have known that.
Yeah. That's why it's good to have friends.
Yeah. Okay. So we know things about vampires, and we know how that we can combat them. What's the
What's the what? You
plan?
So we're currently figuring that out. I did have a thought.
Yes.
Do you think is there so a threshold is kind of like a marking to like enter a house or something like that?
Not necessarily. It's the structure matters.
Right. So it's like this is the thing you have to step through
Yeah.
to get to a house. But we found out that it works at taverns. So like people sleep there, but he can't even come into like the main room or anything.
Right.
Is there a way, can we as a collective, can we all come together and make this whole town a house? Like, is there a way that we can all just decide it's a house, and then like if we build a little frame around like the bridge, then you won't be able to come into the bridge?
You can see she looks very confused and perplexed at the question, but contemplative. I'm not going to say that's a bad idea or ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It might take a while.
Yeah, how much time do we really have? I don't think that will. Usually the threshold isn't an actual building. We can't build a entire building around.
No, but like if it was like a window.
I don't know if I don't
I'm
think
just
we can.
spitballing here, Clara.
No, yeah, it's fine. I don't think that'll work, Gak. You hear Godric speak up. Honestly, I think it's a good idea. We should start right now building.
Do we all we need is just a wall around everything, right?
Right, we would just need a wall around the entire town.
Yeah, and what we can do is we can use the walls that are already on buildings, and then all we have to do is make less walls, but that are in between the buildings.
But what about the roof?
Well,
That's
maybe
an
the roof is like a giant trap, like a giant skylight. You
Like,
know, because
has
like even if the door is open, the vampire can't come in the door. So if we say that the whole roof is open but has the ability of being closed,
Right, but like, does that, in theory, that would mean vampires cannot enter walled off towns unless they are invited, or
well,
castles.
I don't think the walled off towns have a plan of putting a roof on them. Do they consider that to be a giant, like a roof door?
This morning, I didn't think I was going to have a conversation like this, and now I'm
Said
rethinking
John.
everything.
I never think I'm gonna have a conversation like I end up having.
Hold on, She starts sifting through the book, and you can hear her. Mordenkainen didn't say anything.
Hey, Clara,
Yeah.
do you have know the spell where you can like take a string and put it around a place and it goes
Alert.
ding ding ding?
Yeah, I know that spell. Yeah.
Have you ever made a spell?
Actually, you ran into it when you tried to enter.
Oh, that's something you made?
Yeah, I haven't made many. It's been more protective, for, things. Um,
It was pretty cool.
Thanks. What's the question? Are you asking me if?
So, if you can make a spell, and you made a spell that's basically a threshold, right?
It's
The bubble thing,
it's more of a protective barrier.
right? But like, I couldn't get in, and maybe if you say like, "This is my house,"
I can give you right. Yeah. Um, it is
So-
easily dispellable.
yeah, I forgot that magic can just other people can just make it go away.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, is there a way that we could make a spell that's like the string one, and like the one that you made, but make it real big over the town, and make it a house?
That would take a lot more wizards than just me. I am not that strong.
Well, we
I'm
got
nowhere
two.
near that strong. Right. Yeah, we have two. But the town's like miles wide, long.
But why
It
does
takes
everyone
like
have
2
to be
hours to
spread
get down
out?
to the church from my. Why couldn't we just put everybody inside of their own houses?
Well, because I mean, people. Okay, Claire, I'm gonna reason with you.
Okay.
People. Sometimes people aren't very smart, and I guarantee that when I said that, there were people who live in this town that came to mind. Who do you think, even if we told them not to let a vampire into their house, would let a vampire into their house? There are people. You're picturing people in your head.
And you make a good point.
There's too many houses. We can't make sure everyone's safe. I think we could bring everyone into a section of the city, just pile them in. We got some mansions here, like if we split everyone up between
Ew.
like the 5 mansions.
And you'd said, I mean, all of the Vinter families were poisoned, right? So they know that they're vampires. They'd be willing to help.
I think most of them were there.
Or they might not help at all because they're assholes. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they would help because it's a vampire.
It is, yeah.
But we need to make sure that if people do go into those houses, we don't just file them in and tell everyone to get in because a vampire might sneak in. We need to open the door and say, all right, and then just make looks at people or just have them go in on their own.
Right, and make sure that the people going in aren't vampires.
Yeah, well, because they can't be. Opening the door is not an invitation. It's just, oh, I left the door open.
See, that's actually pretty smart.
Thank you.
Look, we can't make the whole town a threshold. I'm gonna reason with you, just like how you reasoned with me. We can't do that. I can't put a
figured it would
protective.
be hard.
Yeah. Now, if we had maybe 7 or 8 more wizards here that were very, very skilled, possibly. Just the 2 of us. I don't know. We can't make a barrier around the town.
That's okay.
Best we could possibly do is to get people inside. Question: do you know if this rumor has been? Well, it's not a rumor. Do you know if this has been going around the town and people know about the vampires, or is it hush right now?
Well, we were yelling about it. I do know that a lot of people would know about it because there were so many people at the estate. But if people are staying in their house, it might not be spreading much. I do also know that Shatrine is like hypnotized by the vampires.
Great, the
So-
guard captain is. Of course she is.
Yeah, but we're kind of like I think we talked to the guards, and I think the guards are like kind of pretending it's cool. but in reality, the like second in command is helping us and pretending that he's not, and he's
Godric
gonna go
at this
talk
point,
to the.
Godric at this point speaks up and kind of cuts the conversation off. I really am enjoying the conversation. I've been locked in like a cage for like I don't know how long actually, and I haven't seen my dad, and I just want to make sure that he's okay. So, can we hurry up, please?
Yes, we can. And Gak is gonna pull out his sending stone, and he's about to speak to Yursa before we cut to the other group.
And as we cut to the other group who is walking towards the Elder June Vineyard, I want everyone to make a perception check. Well, minus Gak and Gideon.
I need to get
Poor
my dice.
Gideon.
I was not prepared.
This is the one time Ryan's here in the first hour, and he's not playing.
Oh
Life's
no!
unfair, man.
It is.
Okay, that is a 9 on my perception, but my passive perception is 21.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. What did you-
17 for Vay.
Okay. So your passive perception, Rian, you would pick up on some of the things that the others pick up on. As you're walking to the Elder June Vineyard, normally during the day people are out and about. It seems though that there are not many people walking around this section of Woebrook. And you can pick up quite easily. It probably has to do with proximity to the Blackmore estate that maybe people have heard about things. The Vay and Yursa, what you would expect guards to be walking around currently in this area, don't see many at all. And as you approach the Elder June Vineyard from afar, Yursa, you're able to pick up on it because roll a 27. The front door to the estate is partially ajar.
Ah!
No. Okay.
Super unfortunate.
Yeah. As we approach, Ursa's going to very quietly point that out to everyone. Sorry, I'm just checking my spells real quick.
Vay is getting his sword and shield out. Instantly. Yeah, he's like, I don't know why I put it away. Yeah, just the.
Yeah.
Same sees.
Yeah, I'm not gonna guess anything just yet. But she's gonna very cautiously approach the door.
Okay. Are you being silent about it, or are you just cautious?
Yeah, she would go out of her way not to make a lot of noise.
Make a stealth.
Can do, brochacho.
What?
Well, we tried.
Okay. They're leading up to the Elder June estate. It is gravel road. Although you're trying to be stealthy, you can tell that your footfalls are moving the gravel underneath your feet and making that distinct noise. You get to the door and you can see there are no lights on inside.
Do I hear movement?
With your passive perception, not. That goes for Rian as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna look at everyone and say, "Should we call out to him?" She's whispering, of course.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Rachel!
Rachel!
Oh my god! Can you hear me?
Rachel!
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
I like your hair.
We're just about to receive terrible news. So you jumped
Yeah,
on
you guys-
right in time.
You literally the whole game so far has been an amazing overview by Joe, and then Gak talking to Clara. So you guys are literally at the point where you're going to the estate, so you're good.
Well, I just got done painting.
Cool.
Yes. We had a group outing.
Nice.
Where I was able to
Just to let you know, you guys are approaching the Eldritch estate, and Yursa was able to see that the door is partially ajar. You
Okay.
guys kind of stealth up a little bit, and you do not hear anything inside.
Okay.
You're just gonna do that thing you don't do in horror movies then. Mr. Elderjune, are you here?
You hear no response.
Alright. This is not good. Does there look like there's any, like, claw marks or, like, those scratches that we kind of saw outside Godric's window that one time? Or is it just the door is ajar?
The door is just ajar.
And it's dark inside? I'm sorry.
It is dark inside.
Yeah, it's daytime, right? I'm sorry.
It is.
I'm just
Yep.
yeah, it's if we want, we can fling the door wide open and go for like the curtains and stuff to make it not dark in there. That's me talking. Vay is still just holding his sword upsettedly. Is that a word? I don't know.
Alright. You're just gonna, like, clear her throat, gather her skirts, and she's about to just walk in. Mr. Elderjune, it is Yursa, and I am coming in. Do not be afraid.
Vay is gonna grab her arm, not like harshly, but gently, and he's going to divine sense
Oh,
in
that's
front of him because the door is
that's-
open. So he's gonna cast divine sense.
Okay, so detecting fiends, fae, undead, within 30 feet of you, and also
60, I do believe.
60?
Yeah, 60. I do believe.
And
I don't want to wait.
can't be
I don't want to lie
affected by
to
the
you.
hallowed spell or something like that.
Yeah, or if it's like desecrated ground.
Yeah. I will say initially, within if it is 60 feet or 30 feet, there is no ping that you get from.
No ping. Okay, where? Dude, why can't I find it? Sheet. Okay. Huh. It's not telling me. Yes, 60 feet. I'm right. Sorry,
Yeah,
that was
so you don't
slow
get a
for
ping
me.
currently.
Okay, great. Sorry, I was just wanting to clarify that for
Oh,
myself.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah, okay. He'll let her arm go then and like nod to signify that he didn't feel anything.
Yeah, Yursa will smile softly and keep moving into the house.
Yeah.
Mr. Elderjune, we are just here to help. We found Godric and wanted to return him home to you.
As the door opens and the light shines in from the sun, see what looks like in this foyer that leads into a staircase that goes upwards, and then there onto the left side there's a door that who was here before remembers the living room, and on to the right was the kitchen. What you see in front of you past the archway from the foyer looks fine. However, you do see the benches that were kind of set up near the staircase. One of them is turned over. And at this point, it's really hard to tell anything else, but looks like going forward, there is some sort of furniture overturned.
That's the.
Do you all press forward?
Um, Vey would kind of look at Yrsa, if she's kind of leading this charge, and kind of raise a brow to see if she wants to continue. If she does, he'll be on her left or right, just kind of with his shield up.
Yeah, and Rian will be on the opposite side. He'll also kind of defer to Yrsa in this.
This is just not good. There's not blood anywhere, right? It's just overturned furniture.
So yeah, there's no blood on the floor that you can
Okay.
see or anywhere. It's you have a foyer, a hallway that goes straight, two doorways on the one doorway on the left, one doorway on the right that lead into other areas that you're not currently in. There are two benches at the end of the staircase where like people sit. One of them is overturned. So you'd have to press forward and look into either go forward towards the staircase or look into the other two.
Yrsa's gonna look between Rian and Vey and just kind of give her a little nod because she's finding this poor man, and she's gonna head towards the stairs since that's where something has been disrupted.
Okay, so go ahead.
Sorry, really quick. Any windows that are close as we move through that are like have curtains or something, Vey is going to be pulling them open to get as much light into this house as he possibly can.
Smart man.
The front doorway has two windows that were curtained, and pull them open. You can clearly see the hallway leading towards the staircase now.
Yeah.
You can also see like the kind of like small little dust particles in the air from just sunlight hitting it. As you walk forward, I'd like everyone to make an investigation.
Investigation. Am I good at that? No. The answer is I am not.
Rolling virtual dice today.
Haha, it is a 6.
Investigation. Ooh, +1. Ooh.
Roll better.
Oh, I got a
Oh.
6 too. Me and
Oh.
Yrsa are twinning.
I got 17 + 1, 18.
Ooh, okay.
So as you're pressing forward, and the two of you are looking straight ahead towards this bench. The bench is on the left side near the door. So each door has like a one bench kind of next to it where the staircase is. The one on the left is overturned. Rian, you immediately notice as you're walking past the door towards the dining room that there is a table overturned. It's kind of dark in here. It looks like the curtains are also shut as well. There's a table overturned, and there is a visible claw mark across one of the sofas, opening into where you can see the cotton on it. To the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rian would point that out.
Oh, this is not good at all.
Is there a dog in here? What was that?
That was Vey snorting. Like, yeah, no shit, God.
Where are you guys going?
We should.
Follow the disruption.
Yeah,
right?
we should press forward.
Um,
I'm glad that Gideon's not here to see all this. Hopefully his shopping's going well.
Oh my fucking God.
What time is it?
Early morning. Well, probably like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
How long have we been out? Not trying
Couple
to.
hours.
Okay. Yrsa will pop an eyebrow.
With your passive perception, Yrsa,
Yes.
and with your investigation check, Rian, and you're able to point this out to Vey. Where the claw mark is, there is very small spattering of blood on the white cotton underneath. And it's kind of, if you look past, you can see it on the wall above. But it's not a lot of blood. It's a small amount. Rian, as you look around on the other side of this sofa, see what looks like a very small trail of blood leading to another doorway, to a possible, what you can kind of see is maybe a dining room. Currently, right now, there's no sunlight hitting this room because all of the curtains are closed. I assume Vey is doing the same thing in this room.
Yeah, he's automatically pulling curtains open.
Just open them all.
Yeah.
As the sunlight hits the room, you can clearly see on the brighter wooded floors a kind of almost streak of blood leading into the dining room.
Yeah. Is the dining room door like closed? Is there like a door that's closed there, or is it just an
No, it's an
open
archway.
arch? Yeah, it's an
It's an
open
archway.
arch. Is it completely dark in there too, or is it like?
Yeah, it seems that every single curtain in this house has been pulled shut.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, I mean,
But there are multiple windows in every single room.
all
'Cause
right.
it is a mansion. Well,
Yeah.
I say we keep following blood then.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
You eventually make your way into the dining room, and you can see this whole house kind of is like the blueprint of like being able to walk through every single room in a circle of the whole house. As you get into the dining room, you can see the blood continue. You can see that there are chairs overturned, and you can actually see what look like footprints as well. If anyone would like to make a survival check.
Say less. Sorry.
That's like a 2.
I'm gonna not roll virtual dice because fuck that.
Virtual dice.
It's actually a 3,
Oh,
so
shit.
that obviously changes a shit ton.
12.
Hold on.
Did you get Ursa?
26.
Oh.
The footprints that are sporadic throughout are not halfling size footprints. They are thinner and a little bit longer, and you can actually see where the toes are. It leaves there's like a pointed section to each one of their toes, and past that you can see handprints that look kind of fatter and a little bit meatier, but also smaller, indicating that there was a halfling on the ground crawling, while another character was above them walking in their same direction. And it leads into what looks like this back kind of study area.
All right.
Yikes.
We're gonna keep moving towards that.
Yeah, windows open. Pulling all those curtains open.
Okay. Okay. As you walk into the library, there's an immediate sight that hits all of you. In one section of the library, there's a massive circular blackened mark on the side of the wall. And resting in the circular section is a pile of bones.
Do they look like halfling bones?
Make a medicine check, only because they're very singed
Yeah.
and destroyed.
Don't know how many bones of halflings Ursa's seen, but medicine. Oh, I'm proficient in that, bitch. 24. Trouble you can't roll
24.
my
Yours
dice.
are coming in.
That +8, baby.
These do not look like halfling bones. They look elongated and
Oh.
more human size, I would say. And then one thing that definitely catches your attention is the skull, which is perfect. It's completely just destroyed in one section. Half the jaw is missing. However, where the teeth are, you can see pointed teeth.
Oh. Ha ha.
Well, this is a good sign. Right? I didn't know Mr. Elder June had any magic at all. Yours is assuming that magic of some sort had to play here? Or maybe he got, I don't know, is there a window open in here? That we didn't open?
There's no windows open that Rian has next to the pile of bones, you can see what looks like a statue on the ground, partially disintegrated. Everyone make a religion check.
Oh, I'm so good at that. Not.
Oh.
That be 9. I'm not rolling well today.
Whale.
I'm
Okay.
slacking.
Rian, what did you roll? 9. I would say Yursa and Rian were able to ascertain what it is. This is a very, very common god. It is a statue of Palor.
Nice.
Yeah, Rian would definitely let the group know. And it's a statue to Palor there.
All right. Is there, so like there's the spot on the wall and it's an empty wall. It's not like a bookcase. It's like a,
Well, it's like a spot on the wall that also kind of goes off onto the, it's almost like a perfect sphere.
Yeah.
It goes off onto the ground as well. And it's kind of caved in. The books that were there, it was where a bookshelf was.
Yeah.
The books that were there are completely disintegrated and broken, gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then is there another door in this room or is this the end of that circular kind of?
It's the end of that circular.
Huh. So.
If you kept going, you would go into guest room, back into the dining room, back to.
Interesting.
I will say, because Rian has such crazy stats when it comes to investigation and perception. 21 passive perception. Jesus Christ, my dude. You can see the bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very faint crack. And it's not a wall that you see on the other.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Over here. And Rian will kind of slowly, like very delicately walk over towards it. And I guess I'll kind of like put his ear up to the wall to see if maybe he can hear anything coming from where that crack is.
Okay. Because you're actively make a perception.
Yes.
Rolling.
Oh, 21. Same as my passive perception.
You can hear on the other side sounds like very soft, very slow breaths.
Okay, Rand's going to look back to everybody and he's going to say very quietly, I can hear breathing through this crack. I'm sure that the bookshelf will move out of the way. Now, this could be Mr. Eldajune. Should we call out to him? Or should we just open in case it's something else?
What if we did both at the same? Yours is like genuine right now, by the way.
Well, I don't want to tear any. If it is Mr. Eldajune, I don't want to tear anything open because I don't want to startle him.
Right.
Who knows what state of shock he might be in right now?
Is this crack big enough to look through?
Mm-hmm. It's very, very faint, but it's like almost like a keyhole sized crack. Yeah.
But is it like dark in there? Is that?
It is dark.
Oh.
This is like DM discretion. Would divine sense work through the crack since he can see? See? It's just an aura of effect though. So like total cover, like it's weird. It's a weird gray area.
Yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll say because you're able to see on the other side, but there's also I will say this is going to be 30 feet of divine sense.
Yeah, for sure, makes sense. Yeah, so Vey will go up and he will.
You also have dark vision, don't you?
I do have dark vision. I forgot.
You're a tiefling.
I'm normally it's the opposite of players. I have dark vision. Like I'm like, oh, I have dark vision. But yeah, he's gonna look through and into the darkness and divine sense as he's looking around with his dark vision.
Okay, so divine sense, you don't sense anything, and kind of looking in. Technically, everything is black and white for you using your dark vision, but you can see where your dark vision kind of fades. You can see it opens up. It's like a narrow hallway that opens up into a smaller room, and on the far end of the room, you can see feet, and then your dark vision kind of cuts off, but they are smaller but larger feet. And you can kind of see, kind of looking at it below, you can kind of see this like trail of blood leading to.
Yeah, they would turn and like relay that information.
Okay.
But he would, with the caveat that like his divine sense is not as good through walls.
Yeah.
But does this? We hear faint breathing, and it seems to be coming from that direction.
It's slow, bated breaths, and it's kind of like.
Okay. Well, yeah, like he's like, I think he's in the like dying. So if we want to do something.
All right.
You're gonna nod and immediately start moving in.
Yeah. I think that Rian, the only thing he would want to do before we open it is just give him fair warning and just sort of up to the crack say, Mr. Eldajun, I want you to know that you have nothing to worry about right now. We are here. We spoke with you the other day. We're here to help. All right? And not really wait for a response and just kind of move the bookshelf out of the way so either Yrsa or Vey can get in there to help him.
Yrsa will be like right behind you, and like as soon as she makes eye contact with him and like knows it's him, she's gonna immediately rush over there.
Okay. So as you move the bookshelf, which you try to push it and it doesn't budge, because of your investigation, you can see that there is a small little, like one of the books survived. Right, so you pull the book and it unlatches a little bit so you can open it like a swivel door.
Okay.
And as the light shines in, you can see a very bloody Recon Eldridge.
Oh.
He's kind of, you can see him clutching this necklace around in his hand, and his right side, there's just blood.
Oh no.
As he looks towards all of you as you come in, you can see that he doesn't speak, but he just smiles.
Does he look like he's been bitten? You're just gonna like immediately run over and just kind of like drop to her knees to help him. But I'm trying to decide what to help him with because I'm looking for like bite marks.
Looking at him, it doesn't look like he was bitten. It looks like the wound, at least, you can see slash marks around his side.
He's going to
actually
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the blood actually isn't pouring out as much as it would with a fresh wound.
Okay, she's gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds though. Boop.
As you do that, and the wound starts to kind of close. 13. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear a gasping breath.
Mr. Eldridge, it's Yrsa. Are you okay? Can you tell me what happened?
Good to see you again. Oh.
Just relax. Everything is fine now. You are safe. We are here.
Where's my son? Where's Godric?
He will be here soon. We wanted to come and see you first and make sure you were okay, and well, this is no state to see your son in.
I would agree. Um, uh, and you see he tries to kind of get up, right himself, and he falls back down.
We're gonna
Oh,
just sit right here until you are feeling
right.
better.
Sounds like a good idea. Last night, I I was attacked by some sort of creature. Um, Horrible claws and fangs, and they'd been here before. I had invited them in, and they immediately attacked me, and um, I crawled away, and they almost made a game of it. They were watching me crawl away. Um, I'd had this item that I'd gotten from travels years and years ago. Um, this statue of Palor. I knew it had magic abilities. I just didn't know what it did. I figured I had one last attempt to survive. To see my son. I didn't want to die there. So I activated it, and well, seemed it took care of the situation. And you can see there is like visible like burn marks on him as well, as though he was caught in the blast.
Oh.
But I knew that Palor would keep me safe and alive.
And it seems as though he did just that. And yours is gonna like rip part of her like skirt and just try to like clean him up and just kind of pat off some of the blood. She's just really afraid Godric's gonna just walk in and see his dad looks.
At this point,
No.
Gak comes through on the sending stone.
Hello, Yursa. This is Gak. I'm here with Basil and Godric and Clara. We're at the Omnipharmacorn. Is everything...
Omniphar...
Does that count as one of some of the 25 words?
No, wait, actually, hold on. Shit, I wasn't even paying attention. No, that doesn't count.
Sorry, there's a breakup in the reception, Yursa.
Are we good to come over?
Yursa's gonna look at Vey and Rian.
Vey is gonna walk over. Does even with the cure wounds, does he still look like he's injured?
I would say magic is a great thing. He doesn't look injured. His wounds have closed up, especially because you healed him for 13, which is insane, especially for a random NPC.
He's important to me, okay?
Yeah. It's more of shock right now.
Yeah.
It's basically like almost dying and then immediately like just being perfectly fine. You're just like, oh, yep, I'm good. But I've been bleeding out for hours. His body's in shock. He's in shock. But physically, he looks fine.
Let's at least take him out from this crawl space. Maybe get him in his bed or on a chair or something.
I knew that this would come in handy someday. This was more for like bad weather, though. This wasn't for whatever that was.
Oh, glad you haven't lost your sense of humor. And Rian will kind of like scoop him up.
Yeah. Yursa will talk into the sending stone and say, yes, everything is okay, but lots to talk about. You may come over now. And she's just gonna leave it at that. Also, fuck, no, cut out the also. She's just gonna continue. If you see Gideon along the way, please make sure he comes with.
Also, is Basil with you or with us?
Basil's with Gak.
I said with Basil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gak's gonna turn to Clara and be like, You can't respond again on these things. You can just do it once.
No, yeah, it's one, yeah.
I don't know why they're asking me questions. They know that.
Yeah, I mean, magic's a weird thing, right? You get the hang of it eventually.
Yeah, they'll get it.
Yeah. Also, it's Omnipharmacon. If you could just stop saying corn at least, like pick another ending.
Clara, I'm gonna reason with you again.
Okay.
I'll try my best.
All right. Well, can you just say it real quick now?
Omniformicorn.
All right.
I will be honest, he
Okay.
does try his best.
It
his
is
best.
something.
I got so
Yeah.
much magic in this brain, I don't have room for words.
It's true. That's why he draws all his spells.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah. Mm. So
Yeah.
what's the plan now? Are we going over to, or
So Yursa said that we're good to come over, but she said it in a way that Yursa says things that makes me feel like it might not be like awesome if we come over. So let's just take a little bit. We'll go there, but we'll walk slow.
Godric speaks out. What do you mean? It's not awesome. What is
I don't
everything
know.
okay?
Everything's okay. She did say that.
Right.
I just know that like things has been pretty crazy. Your dad's probably scared, so let them kind of make sure that he's doing okay, because I think that if he's super scared and then he sees you, he'll be relieved, but also there'll be like a lot of emotion.
Right. Right. Yeah. That makes total sense. Yeah. All right.
So we can just walk slowly.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they probably told your dad that we got you, so he'll be okay. We'll ease him into it. I'm sure that
Right.
there's now like 4 people in his house, and that probably threw him off a bit.
Right. Okay. So we're just gonna walk real slow.
We'll walk real slow. It's still,
Claire-
I mean, it's super close.
Claire speaks up and says, "Do you need me to go with you? I mean, I could start prepping some things. Here's my question. Unfortunately, we can't make the whole town a threshold.
Right.
Are we planning on trying to kill the vampire?
So he said that if we left town, because I guess he's threatened by us. He said that if we left town last night, that he wouldn't come after us. But then he said that if we didn't leave town and instead tried to fight him, that he would come after us. But then I pointed out that he wouldn't have to come after us because we would already be here.
Yeah, because you
and that
would be.
Yeah, and he's a
Yeah.
big oat. So,
Okay.
he said that I was an oat, but I think that he's the bigger one. So,
Right. Makes sense.
yeah, so he's probably going to fight us. So I think we're going to have to kill him. And I also don't know how else. I mean, we can't just leave the vampire here, and we're not going to be able to convince him to just, hey, get out of here.
Have you tried?
Oh, I think we told him to get out, and he was like, no.
Well, at least you tried.
Yeah, we did. We slammed the door in his face. It was kind of funny.
I think we're just going to kind of play it by ear, and if someone
Right.
happens to die, well, let's hope it's him.
I mean, that's all we can ever ask, right? Is if we're
Yeah.
in that scenario that the other person
Yeah.
would be less
Yeah.
fortunate.
So you can come with us if you want to. You don't have to. I know one of the main reasons we came here is we were going to try to get reinforcements, and the stones, the little stones we have.
Yeah.
I think like this is a spell, but I don't know this spell. So like I don't know if there's any way to like get in contact with guards that are in the city capital and stuff like that and see if they can come and just be
Well,
hands that are there to fight.
I can tell you that I know that spell. That the item you're holding has in it. I was going to suggest that I can stay here and start working on. I mean, using the knowledge from this book, I might be able to scavenge up some scrolls I have lying around, or communicate with anybody, and then I can let you know what I find. I can cast the spell to you, so we can talk without you being here.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Clara. And also, I would say, like, oh, that's so sweet of you. You don't have to do that, but it is your town and it's vampires. So
Yeah, so I feel I should do that.
But still, you're really awesome.
You are too, Gak.
Thank you.
And you as well, Basil.
Thanks.
I
You
just
are
thought
too.
I gotta sometimes you
What?
give a compliment to somebody and then not the other person and then
Godric, you're pretty
Sure.
awesome.
We're all so cool.
Godric, you're
Yeah.
really awesome. You were in
Thanks.
that cage for a long time, and you're still kicking. You're in high hopes. You're awesome.
I feel like thank you. I did get thank you. I appreciate it.
A lot of people would not be doing as well as you, so I'm really proud of you.
Can we go can I go home now?
Oh yeah, let's walk. We can walk a little bit faster now since we've been talking.
All right. As you all open the door, Claire makes a hand gesture, and you see the invisible force field kind of open up this magic as you all walk through, and it closes behind you. She then flips the sign that says closed, realizing it said open this entire time. And you all start walking towards the Elder June estate. As you are walking towards the Elder June estate, there is a gentleman who walks up to two of you and says, excuse me, are you part of the reads the paper, Seekers of Insania?
Who's asking?
I just deliver mail. I have something for you if you are.
Oh, sure. I read mail.
Are you the Seekers of Insania?
I am one of the seekers. Yes.
Do you have proof?
Do you want to check out a blood oath? I don't know. What do you...
Look, I'm just trying to do my job, ma'am.
I totally understand.
Here, okay.
Does that mean anything?
No, not really. And he starts going into his bag.
How do other people show you proof?
Usually they have like a badge or some form of paperwork that says they're that. It's fine. If
I'm a giant blue Goliath.
You are, and he takes out a box.
You'll see for a bit, so.
I don't know, Gak. Maybe we all should get tattoos on our asses saying Seekers of Insomnia. Do you think that'll convince people?
I don't need to be here for this conversation. Here,
I
just
already
take this
have
box.
tattoos on my
And
ass.
he gives the box to Basil and says, "Look, if it's not your package, don't tell anybody.
I don't.
Hopefully
need to
you're
know your name. Don't worry.
good." You can see it says like Jerry on his.
Hey, do you work for like a group of little kids that like go and deliver mail? Because we know one that could probably use some help.
I'm like 23 years old. No, I'm not. I don't work for kids.
Well, no, I'm saying like, what do you work for?
The Postal Service.
The Postal Service, Basil.
What?
I'm gonna go.
You said that
I
little
got-
kid on a death trap. There's a postal service.
He
Oh
was
dear
not-
God!
He was a young adult. I gave him money. He consented, and there wasn't a post office.
Jerry's walking away, just hearing Basil go, I gave
Yeah,
him
no.
money. He consented.
Gak is saying this in front of this guy. It was like, yeah, we set this kid on his deathbed. He's like, okay, I'm out of here.
But he wasn't a child. He was an adult.
Godric, I mean, we didn't know that there was people who deliver mail.
I knew there was, but there wasn't anyone in the town.
I just want to go home.
As we were walking, so is it like a letter or is it like a package?
It is a box, around, I don't know, cake
Okay.
sized, I guess, like a small birthday cake
Oh,
sized box.
Is it a cake?
And on it has a what is it? I got a tag on it that says "To the Seekers of Insania," written very well in cursive.
This is definitely
In
somebody's
italics,
head.
possibly.
Yeah, it's like this is definitely the head of an ally.
As we walk, Basil just kind of, checks it out, gives it a little a little shake just to see like what kind of item could be in it, if it possibly sounds like a weapon, etc. And then she feels along for that edge and slowly pulls it open.
As you pull the box open, I need you to make a no.
It's a mimic.
um
Well, this is still not good music.
as you open the box, you see something very familiar inside. As you open, you see what looks like a half magnifying glassed mask with the magnifying part broken and blood all over the mask. And you see a piece of paper next to it that says check.
Oh, that's good. I'm sorry. Okay. Basil just kind of stares down at it in shock. Never really thinking about the idea of seeing it not attached to Gideon's face, and it feels very wrong. And she just looks over to Gak and kind of angles the box toward him without saying anything.
Gak, as you make the realization of what this item is, I think that's where we're going to take a break.
Woo!
So we will come back to whatever is going to transpire from this new information. 5-minute break, get a drink, some snacks or whatever, use the restroom. We'll be back.
Yay. Action scene.
Yeah.
We're coming
Break.
for you, Gideon.
We're coming for your Gideon. Now to a break. Hello and welcome back from our break. John, take it away.
Where we left off, Basil, as you opened the package, seemingly sent by a good friend of the party's, Kyrian, inside is a broken and bloody Gideon's mask. As you show Gak, and the realization sets in, we're going to cut over to our good friend and artificer, Gideon. Gideon, you awake once again after being knocked out from
Again.
Kyrian. Again. As you start to wake up, you are still chained. You have no way of reaching your feet. You were kind of chained up on the wall. You look over as you can hear what sounds like screaming. That is immediately silenced. You don't know where the screaming is coming from. You look over to the right and you can see the wall beds of multiple people still chained down in these tubes protruding from their skin where this blood is being siphoned in barrels. And you can hear soft and short moans from that side of the room. You can see to your right is Ulfric. He is beaten and bloodied, but you can see his chest very slowly moving. And you can hear footsteps down in this chamber. It is pitch black.
I have dark vision.
Mhm.
Okay.
That is why you are able to see the things around you.
Fair enough. Ugh. Do I see any of the like you said? I could hear movement, but I don't see what's causing it.
Correct.
Okay. How close is Ulfric like to me?
I'd say probably.
You cut out right when you said the distance.
Probably 10 feet.
Okay. I just heard probably about.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, great. Okay. And I can see he's breathing. Does it look like he's awake at all? Like,
It does
are
not.
His eyes open all? Okay.
No.
I think Gideon would just kind of like try to say something quietly, just like a, hey, Ulfric, just like something to try to see if it like, if he's like barely conscious, if he's not conscious at all, or if Gideon's just completely on his own here.
He does not seem to move.
Okay. What does Gideon have on him right now?
Currently, you are in the clothes that you would wear underneath, like your armor and kind of just like your basic clothes. You have no shoes, no gloves, obviously no mask.
Yeah.
It's funny, up against the wall, you can see the very faint glow of blue from your skin, so close to the wall. Other than you have nothing.
Okay. Looking at the chains that are kind of holding him, because Gideon, worked with guards, so he's familiar with chains and stuff that you use to kind of keep people captive. He didn't really work in dungeons a lot, so maybe he's not familiar with these, but has he kind of worked with this brand or model before?
Well, fortunately for you, there's not brands of chains from specific manufacturers.
These aren't like the Rolls Royce of chains, is what you're saying?
Right, yeah. They're basic. They're basic chains. You have some giveaway. It seems that the chain, if you move your left or right, there's a single chain keeping you up against the wall. That kind of, there's a single circlet half like mount on the wall that's keeping your arms together. So if you move left or right, you can move the chain. But if you, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's some movement, but the the circle of iron or whatever that it's connected through. Obviously, my hands can't fit through that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can he kind of get a good look at that circle by kind of like turning or not? I'm not sure how much.
If you were to, let me see if I can. There we go. If you were to, so when you move your hand left, it obviously is going to pull your hand right because they're connected. So if you were to move your arm a certain way, you could probably look behind.
Okay. And is the circle like right behind me, like in kind of like my neck area, or is it more like
It's kind of like right above, like you're not like leaning up against it above you.
Okay. What?
It's what?
Sorry, I misheard something you said. I was very confused for a second. Okay, that wasn't just me.
No,
What did
I
I-
also
what
heard.
sound
I
like I
also
said?
heard John go, "I love you."
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, what?
I said above you.
I love you.
I definitely heard
Yes,
I
no,
love
it's-
you. I was like,
Yeah, there's just some chains. I
I-
love you.
I low-key thought your wife walked in and you were just like, yeah, let me
That's-
play.
that's what I thought it was.
Sorry, no. Unfortunately,
so
I don't love
confused.
you. No.
Oh, now my feelings are hurt. Okay. Okay.
And just to break that tension.
So like obviously, you know, he can only kind of like lean one way or another, but he can kind of put his hands together and that would give some slack on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Like not really to like do much with, but like kind of grabbing that circle that's like above him. If he kind of tries to like wiggle it up or down or like kind of pull it back and forth, does he feel like there's any sort of movement there at all?
Currently, no.
Okay. What if he tried like really hard?
I mean, you can make a strength check. Just to let you know, all of you know that this house was built very recently, so everything in it's a newer dungeon, I guess you would say. So everything's pretty secure and it's
It's up to
Hey.
date, bastard.
yeah. It's been renovated. It's up to date. It was inspected. But you can make a strength check.
All right, he's gonna try. Okay, 13.
Okay. So you're attempting to like kind of pull it a little bit and
Yeah.
okay. With a 13, you pull and you can hear just a little bit of creaking of the iron, but you don't get too much leeway.
Okay. Feeling like, okay, well, at least there's some movement, so maybe I'll come back to this, but I'm not going to super focus on this right now. Like, kind of taking one of his arms, kind of like lowering it as much as he can and looking over to where it's like kind of wrapped around his wrist. Gideon's trying to get a look at like the lock mechanism and kind of how it's connected to see if there's anything there that he might be able to work with.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of classical like wrist irons that have like the pin through one side. You know what I'm talking about? It's like one band of iron that's been shaped into a circle and then one
Yes.
side is pinned together. That's what you're working with.
Okay. And like, how secure is that pin in the center of that? It looks pretty secure, I assume.
Currently, yeah.
I've seen the design, but Ryan doesn't know much about it, but Gideon would because he's much smarter than Ryan is as a person.
Right. I will say, I mean, everything is made of iron and metal, right? With enough time, I mean, this isn't the New Ages. Things move with
Sure.
with enough time and strength. You could totally try to make that pin unhinge a little bit, or the thing behind you move a little bit if you take the time to do so.
I think Gideon's going to try to work on the pins just because the wall is like a much kind of stronger anchor for
Mhm.
that to be into it. So, I mean, he might kind of bring the hands kind of back together behind him and kind of try to use the manacles themselves as something kind of stronger than just his wrist or his skin to kind of try
Yeah.
and push one of them free.
Okay, I would like you to make a stealth check.
Ooh, okay. Oh, that's much better. 19.
Okay. As you are doing this, you can feel some leeway as the pin is starting to move behind you. Your passive perception, pretty high. No,
No, that's
Yeah.
only a 12. His investigation's really high.
I will say you were able to hear the footsteps, and they are making their way in your direction quite rapidly.
I think at that point, Gideon would just kind of go back to at the very least, like, I don't think he'd pretend to, like, be asleep, because that's, like, very obvious that, like, okay, you're up to something then. But I think he would just kind of go back to, like, kind of like the limp, just kind of like laying there, but kind of breathing, kind of like Ulfric is, almost like he's trying to catch his breath, even though he's just standing there.
You watch as one of the vampire children, so to speak, kind of rush in the direction of the noise that they did hear from the iron, because they rolled a 19 as well. They run over and kind of inspect things. Make a deception check, as you are attempting to deceive the vampire that you are not doing anything.
15.
She kneels down, and you can see what once was probably a beautiful woman is now covered in sweat, with this stringy hair and these bulbous, kind of almost obsidianed over eyes. The skin is very pale, as she looks down and starts not speaking, starts sniffing, and then looking around, and then she looks over at Ulfric, back at you. She just walks away.
Did I feel like I was gaining any sort of traction on, like, my idea? I know you said things move with time, but did it feel like, okay, this actually seems like it might work in less than 48 hours?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. I figured I'd set the bar low for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gideon would wait like 10 or 15 minutes, just because, like, they had come over, like, just hearing something, so he wouldn't want to get back to it immediately. So I think he would just kind of, like, wait a solid 15 minutes, and then if he doesn't hear anyone nearby or see anyone nearby, I think he would go back to what he was doing to try to get one of the pins out.
I would like you to make a survival check.
12.
Okay. You spend the better part of the next 30 minutes on and off, trying to unlatch yourself. Through this time, you are able to deceive vampires that are walking. Are two currently downstairs, or not downstairs, in this. You're in the same area you guys fought Ophelia, obviously. You are able to deceive them, and they continue on their business. As you were doing this, you do feel one of the pins unlatch.
I mean, and they're still down there, right? Like, I can't quite see what they're doing, but I can hear that they're down here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think at that point, Gideon would wait, because, I mean, if he unlatches both parts, he doesn't really have anywhere to go quickly in order to do anything, and it's just going to make things kind of worse for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be kind of biding his time. Like, I kind of have one, I'm going to stay here, pretend that everything's normal and fine, and he's going to wait for kind of his moment, for lack of a better word, or if Ulfric wakes up.
Okay. Eventually you do see Ulfric start to stir. And you hear what sounds like the moving of stone. You hear what's and walking, you hear iron-cladded footsteps, very familiar to a vampire that you were chased by a night prior, who had studded boots, walking through the cobblestone of this dungeon, so to speak. You don't hear the conversation. You see off into the distance the two vampires kind of bow towards what you can tell is the silhouette of Kyrian. You can also ascertain that he came from that imp door. He did not, because you can clearly see the wall that you guys came through, which is closed off, by the way. It's just a wall, but you know the wall you came through.
Right.
Where he came was from that door that you are kind of familiar with. And eventually you do see walking over Kyrian. And he looks over at you and goes, oh, you're awake. How are you enjoying the hospitality?
Not really.
Well, this is technically your fault. You chose this.
That's a funny way of looking at this.
Well, I'm not over here for you. As he looks down at Ulfric, who's coming to, he puts his hand around Ulfric's throat, says, I have things that I need you for. Come. As you watch him just break the iron off of the wall and just kind of drag Ulfric behind him with the chain still on, kind of drag him up the stairs into the room where that imp door was. And then you hear the stone shut once again.
Okay. All right, and Gideon can't see like any of his stuff nearby, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Again, I mean, even if Gideon was to kind of like, when they've come to check on me, did I kind of see what area they were generally coming from?
Yeah, it was. Just to point this out as well, the two vampire children did follow Kyrian.
Oh, I'm alone.
If you take a moment, you can tell that there's no one currently walking through.
Okay, then yeah, now is the time. Yeah, I think Gideon would unshackle himself on the one arm and then use the. Obviously, he could just then he would use the other arm to kind of more quickly take out the other pin.
Okay, you are free from the chains on the wall.
Looking towards the doorway, which Gideon like blasted open the night before with his cannon.
Well, that was not the doorway you came through. The doorway you blasted was leading out into the hallway towards the ballroom, up the stairs. You are in the cellar. You are in the dungeon area where you guys came through that stone wall with the picture of the skull.
Where we found Godric and stuff.
Right, that's where you are technically right next to where the cages were.
Okay. So yeah, I think moving over, because obviously the imp door is not the place to go right now. Like, that would be a gamble.
See if I can just make it easier for you.
Pitch black.
Yeah. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to allow everyone to see. How do I do that?
I don't know.
Go.
Oh, now
by
I
all
can't
players.
see.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can everyone see that now? Okay, cool. You should be able to control it as well, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay, so knowing that the imp door is that's not the vibe today, I want to live.
Yeah.
I think Gideon would head over to that door or at least kind of where it was roughly. It wasn't that long ago. He should kind of remember the rough portion of the wall.
Right.
Does he see anything that would indicate any sort of a way to open it?
Now you should be able to see through the door. On this side, no.
Well, shit. Because the only other door we knew about here was the imp door, right? Oh, well, that's balls. Even if I look like really thoroughly, I don't see any way to make this wall open.
Make an investigation check.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's a 25.
Okay. Looking thoroughly around, don't see any
No.
way to get out from the side.
That's a waste of a 25.
I will say also, doing this investigation, I mean, with that as well, so you don't waste it, can see that all of the cages, by the way, are empty. Obviously, the people on the tables, they're. It seems as though they are not producing as much wine as they were previous. You can also see that all of the coffins are open, but you know that there are only 2 vampires currently. It's also been around an hour since Kyrian and them have been down here.
Okay. I think knowing he has to figure something out, I think Gideon would just kind of try to walk around the room to look for anything that's kind of sticking out to him, just like a tool he can use to get the ability to cast magic again. Because right now he is unable to, or his gear, just anything that he would just kind of deem like, okay, this is something that I can utilize should this go really, really, really badly.
The only thing that you could potentially find there is a tray of like surgeon's tools near where those bodies are.
I don't think I'm proficient with those.
You could take one of the scalpels as like a dagger if you wanted to.
I will take the scalpel as a dagger. It is better than fisticuffs here.
Okay. Other than that, it's pretty much this whole entire area is meant for siphoning blood from people in a vampire's lair.
I mean, like, the people on the table, didn't they determine that those people were all, like, undead. And were kind of taking control of, so there's no saving them?
Correct. I will say, as you get closer to them, the ones that they're all conscious. They do see you, and they start to move a little bit more and kind of get more feral as they see a humanoid who is not a vampire near them.
But they're not like being loud enough to where I'm like, shh.
Well, you can hear they're currently like, and they're getting louder the closer you get.
All right, we'll back right up away from that.
Okay.
So I mean, is the only other door the imp door?
So far, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Gideon feels like going in there because I mean, from the way it was described, because he didn't go in, it was Vay and Basil. But I mean, it just went into like their room, right? Like it was kind of like a dead end, wasn't it?
They didn't investigate, really.
Oh.
Well, actually, I think they did, but they rolled really bad.
Oh man, this isn't how I wanted this to go. Well,
welcome to hell.
I know, right? Better to die doing something than waiting for it, I suppose. Yeah, he'll head over to the imp door.
Okay. You do have a recollection of how to open it.
You stick your hand in, right? And offer, like, blood?
Correct.
Alright, he will do that. Do I actually lose HP for this?
No.
Okay.
It pricks your hand, and you can see the blood kind of suck into the statue as the door, a familiar rock sound, opens up. And you see inside 2 coffins, both open. Actually, one is shut, sorry. It seems that, well, one is shut and one is open. There is what can only be described as a sacrifice symbol in the center of the room with this cauldron of blood.
Lovely.
There's a mirror over here and a wall over here. Ow.
And obviously there's no one in here.
Currently, no.
Yeah, so Gideon's like, okay, progress, maybe, question mark.
Mm-hmm.
He will definitely start looking to see if there's any sort of a hidden door or exit or contraption of any kind.
Investigate.
Sorry, what?
I said make an investigation check.
It's 22.
Huh. You do recollect that Basil and Vay did mention the mirror, and someone being on the other side. So
Yeah, Gideon's gonna try and avoid that.
Right. You look around and don't see much until you look around this wall here. You can see a very, very faint line where the stone doesn't completely match up the stone next to it, indicating there might be a passageway back here.
Which wall? I didn't see it tab or anything on the map.
This one.
Ah, okay. So yeah, Gideon would look for some sort of like a hidden lever or a switch or a rock that he can pull out, or maybe there's something, just anything that he could utilize.
The statue above, which is
Mhm.
this other imp, you can see that one of the toes is ever so slightly not attached like the other one.
Gideon would try to like turn it or make it to where it is kind of it does match with the rest of the stone.
Well, it's facing the same way. It's just kind of like not entirely attached like the other ones. It looks like it could possibly pull down.
Okay, then he will do that.
As you pull it down, you watch this wall open up slightly. You are able to pass through if you would like.
I mean, he's gonna glance in first, but yeah, at this point, I don't see a reason why he's not gonna do that.
As you glance in, you see 3 desks. One desk that has 2 chests on top of it. Another desk that looks like it has a map and another chest next to it. And a desk on the far end with multiple papers and a chair. And just beyond that, you can see this doorway that has a staircase spiraling up.
Okay, heading over to the chests. Are any of them unlocked?
Like to test if they are unlocked? It doesn't. I mean, they're chests. They don't have locks on them. Make an investigation.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's gonna at least see like, okay, is there anything that looks weird about these things? You said investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 16.
Okay. It does not appear to be locked. Does not appear to be trapped. You can pretty much ascertain that this is Kirian's.
Okay, and you said there's 3 chests, right?
There's 2 on one desk, another chest next to a map. So yes, there's 3.
Okay, I think he'll start with these 2 over here and just open them one at a time, seeing if potentially his stuff is nearby, or at least something he can utilize here.
As you open this chest, you look inside. Couple things. You see a small ring that looks like it has like a sapphire embedded into the top. A small little, looks like a lightning bolt across it, resting on top of a very nicely made, almost shimmering cloak. And then next to that, I need to make sure what this word means so I can describe it. Okay, so it's kind of like this necklace with this kind of charm at the end.
A necklace with a charm at the end, that's it?
Yeah, the charm looks like it's kind of like this heart with 2 hands holding it.
Okay. I mean, Gideon's an artificer. Do these 3 items seem magical in nature?
With a quick glance, yes.
Okay. Gonna come back to that. Or is that the contents of both chests?
That's one chest.
Okay, he's gonna move on to the next one.
Okay. In the next chest, you see a large gold bracelet. See a pair of what look like these dice that look like they're made out of this like porous texture, almost kind of like bone. And you see a brown bag that kind of has like different kinds of shapes inside. Looks more like a treasure chest. Look inside.
Sure. Okay. Gideon's like, I swear to God, if he threw all my stuff away, he's gonna go and open up the 3rd one.
As you open up the 3rd one, you see stuff.
What?
See your things.
Yes. Okay. I was like, you son of a bitch.
As well as it looks like the things that Ulfric was wearing.
Okay. Is Gideon's like bag in there as well? Like all of his stuff is in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's gonna take some time, but he's gonna don his armor and then start getting the
Okay.
rest of his stuff all put on and equipped.
Okay. Next to that chest is this map. If you take a look, which looks to have 2 points circled on.
I think like while he's like kind of slipping everything on, Gideon would look over because he's a nosy little person.
Yeah. It's the circles on it say possible anchors. Question mark. One of them take you. One of them is here. God.
Okay. Oh, it vanished. Oh, okay, now I see it. Oh no, then it vanished again.
Okay. One of them is here,
There it is.
and one of them is here.
Okay. Gideon's just gonna be like, well, that looks important, and he'll just roll it up and like put it in his pocket, just in his jacket.
Okay. There is also another desk with papers.
Oh boy. How long did it take me to put all my stuff on? It takes like what, 5 minutes to put on medium armor?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah. We'll say 5 minutes.
I think Gideon's just gonna kind of glance, but he's not gonna take a thorough look through the papers because again, he has other problems right now.
Okay. You see a couple things with a quick glance. See a letter of, just kind of skimming through it, see a letter of trade permitting the import of obsidian bluff signed by the Eventides. You see a letter that is very quickly written and seems to have stopped midway through, that reads, "We have a possible location on the whereabouts of Gabriel. I have reports that he may be somewhere in hiding in the tundras of the White Crest. I'll be sending scouts there soon after they return from our possible anchor." And then that's where it stops.
Okay. And
There's
like, what are those-
one.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say there's also one addressed. Actually, two letters that are addressed from a Professor Hexo.
I assume that name means nothing to me.
Did you say something, John? If so, you cut out again.
Oh, sorry. No, you don't know a Professor Hexo. Sorry.
We were all
Sorry.
just like,
I'm sorry.
John's really thinking about it.
Yeah, I was
My
like,
bad.
do I or don't I?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
So I mean, the first one. Sorry, were there any others before I cut you off, or was that?
No, that's it.
Okay. The first one almost seemed like a permit or something you said.
Yes.
Okay. And then, like, again, Gideon is smarter than Ryan. So, I mean, hopefully, if he survives the day, are you fine with saying he's just kind of able to remember most of this information?
Mm-hmm. I will say the Eventides, that does spark it spark your brain. The Eventides are a noble family in a town known as Riffolk, not too far away from where you were stationed near the wall.
Okay. I think once Gideon kind of feels like he's gotten that information memorized, he's like, hope he didn't need to reread that. I think he's just going to shoot a firebolt at the stack of papers.
Okay. As you do that, you hear skittering. And from behind you, you hear a voice that goes, "No, what are you doing? Oh, no, Lord Gideon's going to be very mad." And you turn around and you see a very small imp creature with this kind of like weird, irritable beard from its chin. And like this, it's really nasty looking, but also looks really beat up at the same time. as he goes over and starts trying to put the fire out.
Do I detect that this thing's like any sort of a threat to me at all, or does it just seem more like a servant imp, for lack of a better expression?
It did not seem to try to attack you. It just immediately went over to the papers and tried to stop
So it
the
didn't
fire.
mind that I looted 3 chests. It just cared about the property damage.
Seems that way.
Yeah, imp's got priorities, I guess. Good for him. I think Gideon's just gonna kind of back up but keep an eye on him, and he's just gonna start grabbing the stuff from the other chest. He'll like put the ring on and stuff just because that's easy, but like the bag, he'll just put that in his own bag, and he'll just kind of start grabbing stuff, but watching this thing just in case it turns on him.
You see him, the imp trying to put out this fire, and you can hear it going, Master Carrion's going to be very upset at yours. Yours is going to get in so much trouble. And you watch him look back at you. Intruder! Intruder! As he starts yelling it. Huh?
Oh, I'm just shooting a firebolt at him
Okay.
to try and stop him from doing that.
Make an attack roll.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay, well, good thing we're level 5 because cantrips are stronger now.
Yeah.
So that's 33 points of damage from Firebolt. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, 33 points of damage from Firebolt.
He just disappears. He's gone. It hits him, and you watch him turn into ash and bone, and then just disintegrate midair. And then you see like this like weird portal kind of suck up all of the material in the air and drag wherever he was from.
Back to the hells, or
Yeah.
demons are from the hells, right? No, devils are from the hells. Where are demons from? The abyss?
Yes.
I always get those confused. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
As that happens, you do start to hear footsteps down the from above you down the staircase.
So, from the door that I was trying to go into, or a different
The
or-
staircase that spiraled up next to the table. Your footsteps coming down it.
Shoot. All right. This technically doesn't take any time, but it's, theater, so why not, right? But yeah, I think Gideon, knowing that there's going to be a fight, because that door that he can hear them coming from, it was like going to be his exit. He's going to start slapping some of the materials that he got together, and he basically puts on this like really long kind of like black glove that goes mostly up his arm, and it leads to like this metal bracelet at his wrist, where he has now installed a metal pipe that basically looks like a cannon at the end, and Gideon has created his arcane firearm.
Okay.
But yeah, and he will start backing up. Can we go back to the map for the room? Okay, let's see here. So sorry, where's the doorway that it's like behind here was a door?
The kind of archway that leads up is kind of like right here.
Right here. Okay, so would you say if Gideon's like here? I mean, my light still shows that area, so Gideon can see right there.
Yep. As you do step backwards, kind of looking towards that area, you are met with a solid object behind you.
That's not ideal.
And you hear, Gideon.
Oh, shit.
You just killed my favorite imp. You're really starting to piss me off. And he grabs you by the throat, and you just feel yourself start to black out.
Will you allow me one reaction?
Sure.
Because this is something that he was going to use as an option. But Gideon is going to grab the jar of Basil's dust and smash it into his face.
Okay.
And really try hard to hold his breath while that happens, because he's very close to him and he knows that. But he's hoping to catch him more off guard with it.
No, no roll. It just You smash it onto Kirian's face.
Cool of cool.
Yeah. As that happens, we're gonna cut back to the party.
Damn it.
Basil and Gak, you are staring at a mask of what is Gideon's mask in a box covered in blood. The note that says checkmate.
Well, somebody's going to die tonight, and let's make sure it's not Gideon. We should go tell the party. Try to not freak out, Gak. We're not going to freak out. You don't need to worry. Don't freak out. We'll be totally fine. Let's just go tell the party. You don't have to worry. We'll be fine. Gideon will be fine. Don't freak out.
Okay. Hey Basil.
Huh?
Gak's
I'm
gonna
not freaking out.
Gak's gonna take Chip, and he's just gonna set it on Basil's shoulder.
And Basil just like gently taps Chip's head. I might be freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, Chip's good with helping people who are freaking out. Let's go. How close are
let's
we to
go.
the Elder Junes?
Couple minute walk.
All right. Hey, Godric. We can walk a little faster now.
All right. Let's go. I will say eventually you guys make it your way to the Elder June estate. At this point, I assume that Vey, Yursa, and Rian have taken Recon and kind of sat him down and like sets the situation, and he's more calm at this point.
Absolutely.
Okay. At this point, two of you with Godric come walking in, and immediately Recon sees Godric, rushes over and grabs his son. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried. Thank you. And he's just looking to the whole party. Thank you for bringing me back, my boy.
You're welcome. Would you mind if we had a room to ourselves real quick just to talk about everything that's
Anywhere.
going on?
The house is yours. Not literally yours, but you can make whatever you need of it.
Right. I understand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Gak's gonna just kind of like go behind everyone and push them all into a room.
Basil's gonna help like crowd them in. Okay. And she turns around and slams the door shut, flips back around, grabs the box, and like slowly lifts up Gideon's mask. We received a lovely gift just 10 minutes ago.
All right, then what are we waiting for? Let's go and let's get him back.
Yeah, don't freak out.
Wait.
We're fine. And Basil like
Wait.
slowly puts Gideon's mask inside her bag pouch.
Basil.
Yes. Are you freaking out? It's really hot
Yours
in
is
here.
fucking face is pale. Yes.
It's really hot.
Hold on. Sorry.
I don't have any more of my calming weeds, and I've run out of lavender a long time ago.
Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm looking at my spells. I thought I fixed these forever ago, but apparently I did.
Basil also has spells, but she is too busy freaking out.
Aha.
Okay,
Please. Oh fuck. Never mind. I can't locate item when he's not wearing the goddamn item. Ah. Never mind.
I feel like it's safe to assume
Kayla.
where he is, but we need a game plan.
Well, we walk in there. We know exactly where it is in the house. We know exactly where he's going to be, and we get him out. It's as
Okay,
simple as
well-
that.
Is it as simple as that, Rianne? I'm sure the other time it wasn't super simple as walking in. Look what it got us.
Because we didn't know all the details. Now we do. And
Also,
now our
Basil-
friend is hurt, maybe dead, and we're standing here talking about it as opposed to acting.
I don't know how
realize
it could
that.
get more. There's nothing that we're going to be able to do that'll be better prepared than we are right now, I think.
So then let's go. And Rand's just gonna start like jogging towards the house.
Rianne, make sure to stay back because I got some stuff to tell you while we head there.
All right, well, pick up the pace. Let's
You
go.
gotta yell at me. And Basil just starts running after him.
While we all head to the manor, Gak's gonna relay the conversation with Clara and kind of say like, Clara's gonna be like she's looking at spells and she has a book on vampires and she's doing some research and she's gonna try to see what information we need, but it might not matter because we're heading there right now.
Knight, you were gonna say something.
Oh, Vey is just kind of standing there like everyone's left the room, and he's like he's just kind of paused, like no plan? Question mark.
You're in there with
Before he's
Ursa
kind of-
currently.
He's jogging to catch him. He's like, I'm not saying that this is a bad idea. I'm just saying that this is a bad idea.
Well, clearly we're just supposed to go running in without having a plan, so that's
Right.
What
So
we're
what
doing.
do you want to do? Do you want to sit here and talk about it like we do every other time? Spend 5 or 6 hours coming up with a plan while our friend is dying? That's what you want to do?
Well, no, obviously it's not what I want to do, but I don't necessarily think if we run in guns blazing without having a plan, we may not get out of it.
If we're dead, we can't help Gideon. So we have to make sure we're alive to be able to help him. So we have to make sure we can get through the door, and obviously there's probably more than one vampire waiting there. And I don't know if you saw, but my magic should be best against undead, and he still knocked me to the ground in a single hit. So, frankly, I'm not saying that we're supposed to sit here and let Gideon die. I'm saying that we should have a plan so we're not dead along with him. You understand the difference, right?
I do understand the difference. All I know is I know what happens when we try to come up with a plan.
Then I think we need to be very concise and figure it out now as we're moving. But Vey is right. If we just run in, we will die. So let's figure this out now so nothing happens. Go, team.
Get cheesecake.
Yeah, we could. Maybe we have something he wants. I don't know.
Clearly this was a trap, and clearly they're expecting us to come and run in. So, we need to do something that is unexpected of us. Do we
They're
have something
smart.
that they want?
I know the father, whoever he was, the vampire who was in that mirror when Vey and I were in that room. He seemed very upset that we killed one of his children. If that was one of his children. I don't know how exactly he works. He wasn't out and about, so who knows what kind of traps we could be falling into if we go in there.
There's multiple points of access and entry to that place. Obviously, we don't have to go through the front door. And if we find a place that is less guarded, then maybe we can sneak in. And he kind of like looks down at his armor and like rolls his eyes because he hates sneaking places. He's like, or we could make sure we're closest to Gideon and a distraction to pull them in one direction. Set fire to the front of the house, for example. Fireworks on everything, so.
Gideon's also in there where the fire is.
So, like I said, the front of the house as a distraction, and obviously it's not going to burn through the house in 5 minutes, so they come running, half the people go in, get Gideon. Under that makes sense?
So who wants to be the distraction group and who wants to be the entry and rescue group?
Could we, instead of splitting our forces, instead maybe ask one of our guard friends to create a distraction? I feel as though we are stronger together.
If they're comfortable with it, then I don't see why not. Are they here with us?
No.
Guards
Oh, fuck,
currently
I'm
no.
there.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, fuck it.
So we walk
You
2
do
hours to go
know-
find them?
Rian, I understand you're upset. I am as well. But sarcasm is not going to help in this situation. I need you to take 5 deep breaths and relax. I will do the distraction.
I'm good at distracting. I did it before on this guy.
All right.
I'll
Yeah,
go in
I will do.
and I'll be a part of the saving group. Rian Vey, the 3 of us.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to do that. Right. But you should have a plan if he does come out to confront you. There should be a fast exit or I don't know.
Gak, do you know the spell Misty Step?
Is that the one where you turn into like a cloud and then appear somewhere else?
Exactly. So if we see
Yeah.
him together, we will do that.
Okay, that
That's-
works. And we can
that's-
Misty step in 2 different places.
That's
Correct.
that's barely, what, 30 feet? No, the 2 of you are going to take Kakari with you. You can ride much faster on him.
Oh shit. Fuck. No, wait. Summon Steed. I have that spell now. Ha! I can give both of them. I mean, not both of them. You can give him
Yeah.
Kari, but I can have both of them have a horse.
That's cool.
I know. Jonathan, I asked about it multiple times, but you never reached out to me.
I'm sorry. Whatever you want Steve to look like, that's what it'll look like. And then there you go.
Okay, thanks.
For bending stones, we can't reuse them, right? Or
Correct.
Okay.
I will say, I do believe last session that Vito was going to report back with you guys, I believe at the inn, after he had talked to guards. Just
To get
putting
like
that
a
in.
new.
Well, he went out to go rally the guards that he possibly,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
try to also send word to the other towns to like get more reinforcements.
And that was maybe, what, 3 hours ago that he said he was going to do that?
It's been around 3 to 4 hours now.
Okay.
In all the shuffle of like Vey summoning a steed and all this stuff, Gak's gonna go over to Hikari, and assuming that Rian is right there, obviously, Gak's gonna just hold out his hand to Rian, but not like just as in like try to have Rian also grab his hand.
Hey, buddy. I agree with you. I know we need to hurry. But I want you to know that whatever is making you so nervous, I think we can do this and we'll be okay. As long as we all just keep focused and do our best, we'll be okay.
Sorry, Gak, there was a homeless man peeing near us.
It really sounded like someone was pouring like vodka, and we were like, "Let's
It
go."
was you couldn't have poured the tea closer to the microphone.
I forgot that I wasn't on mute.
It's canon. Basil's over in the corner just pouring tea.
Basil's
nervously
soaking wet.
drinking.
I found my lavender.
Are we
She's
gonna
not upset. She's just over there pouring tea. She's not mad.
Are we gonna be
Sorry.
going
Please
past where
say
the
so.
guards are? If we
No.
head that way? No, okay,
No.
yeah. We don't have time for that then.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah.
And he would grab Gak's hand and he would say, I know. And I just want Gideon to be all right. That's all.
Me too. And we'll make sure of it, okay?
All right. And he will
All
take
right,
come
a
on,
few
Hikari.
deep breaths, not 5. It'll take a few.
Hey man, you're just still mad that you ignored her all night, so I haven't forgotten. Yours haven't forgotten.
Now is not the time.
Ah.
All right, so what's the plan, guys?
Back in your sir, our distraction team. Go team.
Woo.
We got Rian, Vay, and Basil. Retrieval team.
Yeah.
Real quick question, John.
Mhm.
How close is the magic shop?
So you guys are here. I'll just put you. You guys are right here.
Right, and then
Magic
the
shop is
Blackmore's
down
estate's
here.
up there. On
Probably like a
horseback.
25. Oh, on horseback. 5 minutes if you're galloping. Probably less.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna go. But Gak's just like thinking real hard, and he's going like, Clara said she had the talking spell, but that doesn't mean I can talk to her.
Yak, as you were thinking super hard, you see a bright light emit from your book on one of the pages.
Well, I'm gonna pull that book out.
Okay. As you open the page, you get and start to look at it. You don't understand what this page even says, looks like. It's almost just a bright white runic light.
Mm-hmm.
Nice song name. And you get this sense to just think really hard about Clara. Just like imagine her with you.
Okay, I'm doing it.
As you do it, you all hear a pop. And then standing in front of Gak is Clara. As she looks around like, what the fuck? What? Where? Wait, why am I? That's the elder.
Clara,
Gak. Why am I here? Whoa!
Clara, I
Whoa!
do not know.
And the page immediately disappears and
I hold the book up to her as the light.
it disappears. Okay.
Okay, just try to ignore whatever just happened because I'm also confused by it. Our friend is in there, and then I'm assuming that the other three are already like making their way. It's like they're
Yeah.
going to get him, and Yursa and I are going to rescue. And the book made me bring you here, but I was just trying to get in contact with you because it looks like we're fighting this guy now. So if you know any information, now's a good time to say it.
I have. You can see there's like 2 scrolls underneath her arm. I found some scrolls in the back that might be helpful. Wait, we're doing this now?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. How did I get here? You know what? We're gonna have a talk about this later.
Please.
I feel like, are you lying to me? Have you been practicing magic for a long time?
I have been doing it for a long time. Now's not the time to
Okay.
talk about my magic.
Yeah. And you guys start running towards the manor. At this point, you guys catch up with the rest of the party who's been walking, and Claire's like running, and she's like, "Hi, I guess I'm here now," and she's running with the party.
Hey, so Clara
Welcome
has
to
some
the fight.
spells that might help us. Do you know what they do, Clara?
I one allows you to create daylight, and the other one, oh boy, I was not prepared for this. And the other one allows you to teleport somewhere within like 500 feet.
That's awesome. The three of you, do you guys want to take these two? Is it a wizard thing, or can anyone use
As
it?
you're running, anyone that can cast spells and knows magic can try.
I already have the daylight spell, so we can.
Okay, who wants this one? And she's just holding it up as you guys are running towards the manor.
I mean, if
Okay.
Basil's coming inside, then it should go to the other group who don't.
Ursa also
Okay.
has daylight though.
Oh, well.
Okay, but wait. I just had an idea. Okay.
But the daylight
Okay.
spell isn't sunlight, correct? It doesn't
It
work
is.
the same.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does
I
it?
thought it
Daylight-
was.
I thought it did.
Yeah.
I
Um,
believe it's exactly.
That's
works.
what
Um,
Basil used on the torch to ward him away at that
Yeah.
one point.
Sorry. This is my.
And he snuffed it out.
It posted it in the doodad.
Okay, man. Aha.
I would assume with the name.
Uh,
It doesn't specify,
yeah.
which is weird.
Well, so it's not. If the spell creates sunlight, the sun should clearly say so, like it does in the spell Sunbeam. Daylight doesn't do the same thing. I know because I'm in a Strahd campaign, and we had the same conversation. That's raw, but if Jonathan wants to rule differently, yeah, the daylight spell.
Are there spells that specify sun?
Yes, it specifies sunless. They're really high level because of vampires. So the daylight spell unfortunately does not count as sunlight. In each spell's description, it will actually mention if the spell counts as sunlight or not for effects on creatures weak against it. Which is why, like, so Sunbeam or Sunburst are higher level spells, and
Yeah.
daylight is not.
Then why would they call it daylight?
That's
not
like it's an
just
oxymoron.
daylight?
It's like
I know.
Creates enough
Yeah.
light for. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say because I kind of ruled it in the last session that it had an effect on the vampires. We'll say that it doesn't have full effect as sunlight, but it has enough effect for them not to like it. It is also
annoying.
he's a drow too, so he has sunlight sensitivity. Well, it's not sunlight. You get the point.
I just wanted to be fair to Jonathan because, like,
Yeah. No, thank you. No, I think vampires are. They're not. You're not going to put a vampire in front of a level 15 party. They're like a lower level enemy. Daylight's going to work okay. I already said in the last session that Kyrian stopped moving because of it.
yeah.
Maybe Kyrian doesn't know.
Yeah, maybe he's just an idiot.
Well, Kyrian doesn't know.
You know what?
doesn't hurt him.
Daylight works specifically on Kyrian. It's
Yeah,
only on Kyrian
Because
that
he's an
works.
asshole.
Right.
But
It
not
only works on
Kyrian.
assholes.
Dad?
That's out of context.
His dad sounds like a big asshole.
Well, yeah, it doesn't work on big assholes. Regular.
Regular.
Bleached, sun bleached.
You're everyday assholes.
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll just
anyway,
say for the sake of this, it's sunlight.
So I had an idea, and this might be a dumb idea, or it could work out really well. I think out of the party, Rian is maybe the most stealthy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That spell is Dimension Door. That's obviously that's meta knowledge there, but able to teleport 400 feet, and you just need a spellcaster to do that. What if everyone else caused a distraction and it was almost everybody else? Rian could sneak in, get to Gideon, give him the Dimension Door, and then Dimension Door you can teleport 2 people. And Gideon teleports us both outside. I would just have to get to Gideon.
Do we have a backup plan in case that goes?
I will say,
wrong?
just so I can say this. I don't remember the exact rules on casting spells through scrolls. I think you have to have it in your spell list. I don't do that. It automatically will work if you're a class that can have access to it. However, if you're not a class that has access to it, you can roll to see if you can cast it. So there is a chance of failure. Now, if your class has access to Dimension Door, like anywhere in your class list, then it just works. You can cast it.
No, Ryan? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Artificers do not get that one.
It's the DC would be 10 plus the spell's level. The DC on casting the spell.
So
and I believe Dimension Door's
4th. So
5th level?
Or I think 4th.
It's not that high.
I think it's 4th level.
4th?
Yeah.
The DC would be 14.
14.
Arcana.
So what would our odds be?
Vengeance Paladins have it in their spell list. Dimension Door is on Vengeance Paladin's spell list. They have access to it.
Good.
So they could cast it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not super
So-
stealthy though, are you?
No,
Yeah.
he's not. Is that problem?
Damn it.
not to be that guy, but
I
No,
mean,
no,
Vay
for
can just
sure.
walk through people, right? Like Vay's just like fuck you, shield, sword, you know.
Rian,
you go
multiply.
your
Okay,
tippy toes.
wait. Okay, here's a really dumb idea. Okay,
Oh,
the dumber
God.
idea: they teleports him and Rian to the dungeon, and then we reverse break out Gideon. That way, we just appear in front of Gideon. We're like, "Get your shit and let's go."
I don't know if that's gonna go super
But
well.
are you able to do that without knowing exactly where the person is? Because like we can assume that he's in the dungeon, but do we absolutely know?
Have you ever seen X-Men 3 where Nightcrawler's trying to get people out and he's like,
I have
I
no
can't teleport
It's
into
X2.
walls. Oh, sorry, X-Men 2.
How dare you?
Look, there's a chance. I mean, you can teleport in any direction. Whether or not you land in a wall is totally random.
Well,
But we've been
dimension
in the
door.
room before.
Yeah,
Right,
We've been
okay.
in the
so
room
you
before.
arrive in the exact spot you desired.
Right. No, I understand that. But here's the thing. You guys were in the dungeon. You ran out of the dungeon, went into a courtyard, and then like ran out the ballroom door. So unless you... There was a lot of shit happening for you to be like, yes, the dungeon is exactly 450 feet down this way in this direction from this door. I will say it's possible. You guys can do it. I'm not gonna shoot down. You can totally make a intelligence check to see. Any of you can make an intelligence check or a
Quick
history
gap.
check to see if you remember
Okay.
where you would need to be in the house or near the house to make this work.
You said intelligence or what?
Or history.
Rian's working.
Intelligence, wisdom, or history. I'll give you 3.
Oh wow. Okay, and Rian's got +4 to history.
This is quite literally like trying to remember something. I don't know if history is like the best stat for it, but whatever.
Well, or I could
Wisdom,
just
17.
Does anyone else want to roll?
Mm.
oh sure. Natural
Might as
one.
well. I mean,
Natural one.
Ooh.
Rayan, you are so caught up in your emotions right now.
Wait. This is history.
History, intelligence, or wisdom.
I'll do
Ah.
a wisdom.
Hey, John.
Um.
I have the Outlander background. So Gak has an excellent memory of maps, geography, and can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that
The fact
okay?
that Gak has that, I just imagine Gak just stops running and he's just like,
That way.
wait a minute.
Right there.
Right,
door
left,
was
left,
fine.
right.
I like that
Brian,
Gak
like, points
describes.
like, no left. No
You
left.
just
He's
take,
like,
you
no
just
left.
take
warm,
a stick,
warm,
draw
warm,
out the
cold.
entire blueprint of the whole mansion, and you're like, that's where it is. You need to be right here. If you do it at this angle, at this degree, you can get it. Okay, fine. You
Hey,
guys
Are we
can do
doing
it.
this?
In Gak's point 5, he was told very complicated directions to get to the dock, and he got there easily because he remembered.
No, yeah, I'm not saying it. Yeah.
It's
I
canonical.
will throw out there also. Vay can turn invisible, so he's not very stealthy, but he has a spell that can help him with that. So
Okay.
I don't know. Like if you want to just teleport in there and fight her, that's like a thing. But if it's 3 of us against Kyrian, I don't think it's gonna go very well.
I
For
mean,
us.
Ursa can also turn into a rat again and just bippity boppity down there.
We could always stick with the original plan.
I think it's going to be easier to sneak in and get the hell out, because I think that getting the hell in is going to be loud.
Well, what if we did the original plan and we did a distraction, pulled Kyrian out, then Vay and I teleported in, and then we ran out as the distraction was still happening? I'm snapping.
Ursa, does Ursa have the dimension door in her spell list later? As a druid?
Noise.
Not currently, unfortunately.
Let me
Let's
see if
see.
druids get it at 4th
Dimension
level.
door.
I don't think druids get it.
No.
It's not a very
no
druidy
Bard,
spell.
sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Fuck.
Everything that's
Sorry.
not in this game.
Next,
I listen. I
Yeah,
can
Gax
summon
the
a
wizard.
big
Yeah,
ass
Gax,
beast
it's
a
and
wizard.
attack the door.
I don't know if that
What?
would work for Gag.
Is everything okay down there?
Grabbed paint. It's fine. Carry on.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, so listen to this, John.
Mm,
It
yeah.
says you can describe a distance and direction. I mean, I'm looking at the thing of Dimension Door, but it says you
Mhm.
can describe it such as 200 feet straight downward, all that stuff. But it says, or it could be a place you can visualize.
Yeah, within 500 feet. Yeah.
So if we know we're in 500 feet of it, then if we visualize it, then boom.
Yeah, I mean,
Did Basil get a high enough roll?
Gax got Outlander, so he's just
Oh, that's right. That's true.
We know where.
he just knows. So
I don't know
I
why.
especially
I just really like this idea.
Look,
It's,
I'll just
I
say
think
this.
it's the
Look,
worst
you guys
idea,
can
but I
Dimension
really
Door
like
in.
it.
I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You can Dimension Door into the dungeon with the vampires if
Yeah.
you so choose.
I just feel like because we will not be a full party, it will go badly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like he like one shot, like he came down with his hand and hit Vey, and Vey was dead on the ground. Like I don't know.
Just one of them.
That was
Like,
just
there's
one.
There's
Yeah.
more than
So
one.
should we not split up then?
I-
That's why-
Hey,
You should totally split up.
Vey.
I just think if we did the distraction first and then teleported in, it would be fine.
hey, Vey.
Yes.
Is the reason that you're really bad at sneaking is because of all the armor you have?
Yes.
If the plan is to go sneak in and then dimension door out, maybe you could just take off the armor and then turn invisible.
Could. If that's what people want.
I don't know. I don't think using a super awesome getaway card to get into something is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, like if you want him to like strip and not have his
Running.
armor,
Claire speaks up. I mean, I could do the distraction if you guys want to all go in together. I guess.
Yes.
I'm pretty good at that.
That is fine.
Well, listen, that's fine. But since you'll be the only one out here, you need to create probably the biggest distraction you even think you could do, and then leave.
Mhm.
Do not be out here by yourself if there's a possibility of the vampires coming out.
Well, there's not a possibility of the vampires coming out. It's still daylight.
that's true. We're fucking idiots. Jonathan, how could you not tell us this?
Because I just enjoy
We're
it.
standing outside. We're fine.
I was waiting for someone to finally realize that.
Oh well, you got.
I'm not there.
You're not there. Get out.
I'm not there.
All right, let's go.
Oh my
He's
God.
gonna do the distraction. We're gonna sneak in. Let's go.
All right.
Wow, it's fine.
Gideon's gonna die.
I still want a
Alright.
dimension door in, but this is fine, I guess.
Joe, you get nothing.
Well, now
We
now
will
I
find
don't see us
another
using.
Since the
I don't
planet
see us
changed-
using Dimension Door at all now.
Which makes
We're
me
all
so
going in.
sad.
Yeah.
But we'll have it
Hey,
just.
remember when we were
You
all
guys
yelling
eventually
at
get
each
to
other?
the front of the estate. There's a large kind of courtyard garden going towards the front door. Yeah.
So, if I'm trying to remember the map, down that hallway that Gak went down, which is the hallway that leads down to the cellar, looking down at the other end of the hallway, there was almost like a balcony thing, right over.
Because you have Outlander. There you go.
Yeah, this is what I'm remembering.
It's in your brain right now.
Yeah, the glass lounge room.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. Should we go over towards the glass lounge room because it's near the cellar? Like, I know there's not a door, but instead of just walking through the front door of the vampire's house and making our way to the wine cellar.
I mean, yeah. What we can do? Just break a pine?
We could, because at least from the glass, like standing outside of that lounge room, we'd be able to see down the hallway.
Also, like, someone could also, instead of breaking a glass, let's say like Misty step inside, open the window.
Yeah.
Too.
You're
So,
a
like-
smart guy, man. Yeah, it's so much better than just busting up in. You're right. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I think Gak probably would have been like, "Over here, come this way," and
Yeah.
and took everyone over to the glass lounge room and say like, "We can see the door right here."
Where's Ryan at?
The
I don't know,
vampires
had
got
to-
him.
He got
Yeah, the
he got
vampires
real
got him.
tired
Too
of.
And, okay, so I'm assuming that since we're not doing the other plan, he doesn't need to summon his steed. So Jonathan, you're off the hook. We can talk about it later.
We could tell Clara to go to the courtyard. Make a distraction in the courtyard because it's not too far away from where we'll be, but it's also not
Well, the courtyard's
on the other
inside.
side.
Well, I think
Can
we
you
want
go
him
around?
further away from us, right?
Well, behind the house is a large vineyard, but there's also like a wall that kind of like attaches to. So on either side of the mansion, on the right and left, is a wall that goes around the vineyard. So getting to the back, you'd have to do a couple things. Even get back there.
Mm.
I mean,
Oh well.
she could just do something right at the front door, right?
Yeah, could she just?
Yeah. I just felt like if we like strategically placed Clara at the opposite end of where the dungeon is and made a distraction, then it might be suspicious.
I mean, it's suspicious anyway. They know we're
Right.
coming. Like they're. It's just whether or not they want. It's like they can know, but if their house is still getting destroyed, it's not like you can be like, it's a distraction, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to deal with it as like your house burns down. Like
Look,
we have to deal
right.
with it and then run back.
I can
know?
look. I can stand at the other end of the manor.
Nice.
What I'm planning, gives me about 150 feet of range, so I can stand quite a ways away. My only thing is, after I do it, it's basically going to alert the entire town. We want a distraction, right? Like large distraction,
Yes, we do.
attention grabber. Okay.
And,
And
if
you kind of see
anything-
her grasping at like this necklace around her neck. All right.
Okay.
Hey, just stay safe.
I'll be fine. I've been practicing magic for a while. I'm okay. You guys need to be fine.
We need to go. Now.
Yeah.
All right.
So as you all are running, so just to point out, so Clara is going to over here. Okay.
Okay.
As you guys start running this way.
As soon as we see, well, I want to round the corner so we can see down the hallway. Is it like the whole thing glass, or is there part of it that's glass that we could like duck down?
Well, it's obviously the frame of it is not glass, holding everything together, but it is a domed glass, like almost greenhouse-esque
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
As you guys run away, though, you do see Clara start to take what are these little orange beads off of this necklace that she has. Put them in between each finger.
Oh fuck.
About 5 beads are, yes, 5 beads are detached. She looks over to you all and like kind of shrugs, like, ready? As you guys are running away.
Oh,
Yeah.
You see her wave her hand, and all of the 5 of these beads start to light up as she then chucks them. And you watch as these little pinpoints of orange shoot off like stars into the distance. And one after the other, a fireball detonates onto the manor using her necklace of fireballs to you just hear one explosion, another one, like the worst sounding firework possible. And you immediately see smoke and fire as you all make your way over to the glass lounge and start looking through. We're going to go back to Gideon.
Oh,
Gideon, as this is happening, you are drug out of the room, and chained up again. In this meantime, a couple, I guess, maybe 30, 40 minutes go by, and there are rumbles. You can physically feel the shaking of the ground. And you hear Kyrian, who is down there currently. It's a lot sooner than I thought it would. Well, and he goes over and grabs you, Gideon. You have 1 hit point currently.
Okay.
By your hair and drags you into his that chamber, that room, and he like sits you up. You see Ulfric in there as well. And you see 3 other people that you've never seen before. They look older, more worn, and like they've been through hell. All humans. And he looks to you and goes, "You're a man of science, are you not, Gideon? Well, I was unfortunate, and I'm going to have to do this now. But seeing as your friends decided to do this during the daylight, I assumed they would. I guess I have no choice." As you watch as he starts drawing these runes around this sacrificial symbol on the ground, one after the other, he then lays out what looks like a chalk line around, connecting all of these runes together. "This is the power of our Lord. I will show you. This will be the last day that you and your friends walk on this plane of existence. Know that." And one after the other, he slits the throats of these humanoids as their blood starts to drain out into this under this runic symbol on the ground. He then slits the throat of Ulfric,
Aw.
who then starts to bleed out as well. As the blood starts to coalesce and fill up the engraved symbols on the ground, you watch as the blood starts to be suctioned up into this chalice. As he steps in the middle and raises his hand, and you watch all these arcane symbols, one after the other, light up as he places his hand into the chalice, and he starts to say words that you cannot understand. They are in a different language. You watch as these runes gather, and you hear, "Lord of Bone, give me the strength." And he raises his hand out, and you watch the symbols and the symbol on the ground open up into a portal around him. And you see 1 arm, 2 arms, all of these sets of arms of these skeletal, blue lit eyed figures start to come out of the ground. Let's see if this town can handle what is going to happen. Your friends did this. I did warn you. Unfortunately, this town is now forfeit. As you watch 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 of these creatures start to pull themselves out of this abyss, making this horrible skeletal noise and shriek as they lift into the air and almost like specters shoot off and make their way in the direction of your party. As he goes towards you, Gideon, "I'm sorry that you have chosen this path. And I'm sorry that your friends are so idiotic." As he walks past and looks to the other vampires, "Keep him alive. Once I capture all of his friends, I'll kill them in front of him." And he walks up towards the party. Yes.
What's his face look like by chance?
You can see this black fungus like on the right side of his face.
Got him. All right, that was all.
The creatures that you saw, kind of look like
Oh,
Good.
Ugh.
And with that, as you all are making your way to enter into the glass lounge, as Clara has ignited the manor with multiple fireballs, and Kyrian has called upon some sort of creatures. That's where we're going to end the session.
Man.
Man,
You know,
I hate
that's
vampires.
fine, 'cause
I
I need to
fucking
get
hate vampires.
my shit together mentally before next week.
Oh my god, same. Well. Oh.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I guess
Yeah, what
next
are you-
week,
oh, my goodness.
may or may not be the climax of this
Campaign.
this campaign, yeah, of this little arc. Tune in next time to see if Gideon survives, or the
Yeah.
party survives, or if the party succeeds in destroying the evil vampires.
I don't know how
I don't
likely that one is. So
I don't know how convinced I am that they're vampires, though. I think this might be a red herring.
was it just because their name's Blackmore? Like, do we really know?
I think they're just really mean humans.
Yeah.
With the sunlight sensitivity.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
Extra-
drow.
Oh my god.
No, they're vampires. Like,
I don't know, John.
I mean,
That's what I would say if
feel
they
like,
weren't.
you've lied to us before.
yeah, I don't know if we
That is
can
true.
trust what you're saying, John.
I don't have many more lies. I think I used them all up.
Hmm.
That's how lies work. You have an allotment a day. They're like spell slots. Legendary
But,
resistances.
Did we finish the recording, or are we still going?
No, we're still going. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Bye-bye.